As the NHL season is days away from April, both the Montreal Canadiens and Carolina Hurricanes control their own destinies on their roads to the playoffs. Montreal's current magic number is 13. Carolina's is 7. The Canadiens are on track to take third in the Atlantic Division, holding off the Boston Bruins in the process, while the Hurricanes are looking to claim the top seed in the Eastern Conference, battling fierce charges from both the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Buffalo Sabres in this game here today at Lenovo Center. Hello everyone, I am Alec Nava, and before we get started here, we have breaking news coming out of Las Vegas. They have fired Bruce Cassidy as their head coach and have hired John Tortorella as their next head coach. They're fourth in their franchise's history after Gerard Gallant, Peter DeBoer, and the aforementioned Bruce Cassidy. As Cassidy, he was the one who won the Golden Knights their first Stanley Cup in 2023. The Golden Knights have 8 games to go in their regular season, and their season is fleeting fast. A power play maneuver that they have made with 8 games to go, they're hoping that it pays out, as they have fallen to third in the Pacific Division following a stretch of games in which it was resulting in a bunch of losing. And for the first time in their franchise's history, they will not finish the season with more wins than losses, and that accounts to the 1 year in which they missed the playoffs. It's been a long losing skid since the middle of January, in which they have lost 7 of their 8 games, from the Philadelphia game on January 19th to the February 1st game against Anaheim. That was followed up with a 3-game winning streak, and then a 3-game losing streak, in between a win, 3-game losing streak, 2-game winning streak, 3-game losing streak, a win, and then another 3-game losing streak. Vegas saw that enough is enough, and they want to make this change. Fans are unsatisfied upon this firing of Cassidy, thinking that he can do a lot more with this club, but a lot of problems here. It's John Tortorella. This league, of course, seen a lot of coaching changes. Oh my goodness. And I have my curious thoughts about this. As we go on to this game, which you're covering, this is the third and final regular season meeting between Montreal and Carolina. The Habs already claimed the regular season series with wins in the first 2 games, winning 7-5 in the first game on New Year's Day, scoring 4 unanswered goals to counter Carolina's own 4 unanswered goals. 10 skaters for the Habs in that game recorded at least 1 point. Sebastian Aho had a 5-point night in the losing effort. The Habs won the second game 5-2 just 5 days ago, with the 5 goals scored consecutively after Carolina scored twice in the first 7:01. Jakub Dobeš had 41 saves in the victory. We'll go over to our starting lines. Begin with the Montreal Canadiens. Cole Caufield, Nick Suzuki, and Juraj Slafkovsky. Alex Newhook, Oliver Kapanen, and Ivan Demidov. Zach Bolduc, Jake Evans, and Josh Anderson, Joe Veleno, Philip Deneau, and Brendan Gallagher on the 12 forwards. The defensemen are Mike Matheson with Noah Dobson, Jaden Struble with Lane Hudson, Caden Goulet with Alex Carrier. Dobeš is the starter. Jacob Fowler is the backup, as he started yesterday's game for Montreal against the Nashville Predators, a 4-1 victory. For Carolina, lineups are the same as yesterday. Andrei Svechnikov, Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis, Taylor Hall, Logan Stankoven, and Jackson Blake. Nikolai Ehlers, Jordan Stahl, and Jordan Martinook. William Carrier, Mark Jankowski, and Eric Robinson. The defensive pairings are the same as yesterday. Jacob Slavin, Jalen Chatfield, Keandre Miller, and Sean Walker. Shane Goss is sparing his second game back from injury next to Alexander Nikishin. Freddie Anderson is the starter. Brandon Bussey started yesterday. A 5-2 win for the Hurricanes over the New Jersey Devils. He is the backup. So as for Carolina and Montreal, both teams are in the second half of their respective back-to-backs. Both teams had ideal performances in their first halves. Carolina outshot New Jersey 34-19, completing a season sweep of the Devils. Gostisbehere put up a pair of points in his return from a 9-game absence to injury, and the win showed exactly what the Canes are capable of when things click. They scored 5 straight goals after falling down by 1. Gostisbehere's return is huge for Carolina. Having it back for Carolina as a power play quarterback should give the unit a boost. Nick Ehlers is continuing to be red hot in March on a 3-game goal streak with 17 points in 13 games this month. Montreal also had a similar effort as Carolina did yesterday, bringing an end to a mini streak of slow starts by holding their opponent to 3 shots in the opening frame, building the lead in the second, and winning 4-1 against Nashville. Neither team expended a lot of energy between Montreal and Carolina, though Lane Hutson is having a Norris-caliber season with 71 points. Demidov continues to shine his rookie season, tied with Matthew Schaefer for the rookie lead in points. Dobeš has been red hot, posting a .926 save percentage in his last 6 starts, and played great against Carolina just 5 days ago. The Habs operate a high-event, transition-based attack that prioritizes finishing quality over shot volume. They're third in goals per game despite being 20th with an expected goals for share of 48.76%, yet they lead the league in shooting percentage. As we go to what to watch, the Canadiens have won 4 straight games, and the timing couldn't be any better. The Bruins are keeping up in the Atlantic Division, and some intrigue in this matchup too. If Montreal slides into a wildcard spot in the last few weeks of this season, this game against Carolina could be a first-round preview. The Habs won 7 of their last 10, ranking 5th in expected goals for and 6th in expected goals against over that span, and have translated into 3.27 goals for per 60 and 2.28 goals against per 60. They've also done this against quality opponents, with wins over the Bruins, Islanders, Hurricanes, and Blue Jackets, posting a plus 10 goal differential while allowing 2 or fewer goals 4 times. One of the wins against Carolina, and the Habs are gunning for the season series sweep. Yet despite the 5-2 score, the win wasn't as convincing when looking at the underlying possession metrics. The 16-4 shot edge the Canes had in the opening 20 minutes were responsible for most of that, and the rest of the result of the Habs, is the result of the Habs defending a lead in the third period. The Habs didn't get many shots on net, but went for tips through traffic and shots from close range when they could, and found more than enough offense past Anderson. Goaltending has been a strength as of late after being a concern early, thanks to Jakub Dobeš. In his last 10 starts, he ranks 3rd in goals saved above expected of a plus 9.0 mark, along with a .908 save percentage. He's been sharper recently with a .944 save percentage and a 1.73 goals against average in his last 4 starts. Cole Caufield owns an elite 20.7% shot rate of a slot-heavy offensive deployment on the way to the league lead in shooting percentage as a team. Nick Suzuki ranks 3rd in the league with 39 power play points, being the man advantage's primary playmaker. For Carolina, they have 10 games to go left in the season. They're at the top of the East, tied with the Sabres in points with 2 games in hand. As is the case in previous seasons, the Hurricanes have impressed the analytics department, ranking 1st in expected goals for and expected goals against. Actually, they're 3rd there, though things have been a bit shaky lately. They have allowed 35 goals in their last 10 games. The offense has helped offset that. In the same stretch, they own a 60.2% expected goals for rate, scoring 3.54 goals per 60 and creating 17.3 high danger chances per game. Seth Jarvis has at least 1.5 straight games. Nick Ehlers has scored in 3 consecutive games. So we're getting set to start here. It is the Aho line starting against the Suzuki line, and we're underway. Let's get rocking and rolling. Sent in by Dobson as Suzuki chases it down. Carolina on the puck retrieval near corner. They're right behind Anderson. Puck comes out to the left point where it's held in by Matheson. Right behind the net is Suzuki, watched by Chatfield, trying to shove him towards the boards. Gave him a little stick check. Caufield couldn't pick it up as there was a stick check right in front of him. Svechnikov goes across for Jarvis. Up at the far half boards, he looks back, tries a sharp angle chance that was blocked, and is carried out by Montreal. Carolina picks it back up, but they give it away to Dobson, the former Islander. Stick lifted by Jarvis, and the Canes, on their first change, they get Keandre Miller on the ice. Miller watching up front as he is skating this one to Walker, his defensive partner. Walker fires one off of Dobeš, and the rebound just fired wide by Blake. Lane Hutson picks it up. Taylor Hall gave him a whack. It's cleared out. Puck rolling to the Carolina zone, and our first icing of the game is 61 seconds in. Already, Carolina wants to set the tone here. Jakub Dobeš was spectacular last game with 41 saves, as he is stopping grade A chances in front, such as slot shots from Jalen Chatfield and breakaways from Logan Stankoven. He stole this game for Montreal, and goaltending has been a strength for the Habs in this recent month. Folks starting the faceoff, will do it again. Stankoven and Newhook. It is Newhook winning the faceoff. The Canadiens want to get it out, but it's not cleared. Now it is. Settled down by Kapanen, but it's ruled. That was play of a high stick, so we'll get another faceoff. So meeting with Montreal for the second time in 3 games, Carolina wants to solve the issues that saw a hot start turn into a loss. One focus is turning territorial dominance into an impact on the scoreboard. A 16-4 shot advantage in the first period led to 2 goals in the first 7:07 for the Canes, but it wasn't enough. They did, however, work on puck management issues that plagued them in the first meeting. A 7-5 loss at the Lenovo Center. At the far half boards, and Montreal's own zone Struble has trouble with it. Carolina holds at the right circle. Here's Miller, left point, save Dobeš. Stankoven got stick with it by Newhook and is pinned at the far corner. Canes keep, right circle, pass down low, broken up by Struble. Held in by Blake, watched by Newhook, passes Stankoven, save Dobeš, kicked out with the right pad. Montreal can't get this one out as Stankoven got hauled down. We stay 5-on-5, chance coming back for the Habs. They send this in on the backhand, and Anderson will play this out for Miller. Walker comes to the bench, and Stahl's line is on the ice for the first time. Jordan Stahl on his backhand finds Gostisbehere, sent it in deep. Dobeš wants to find someone. He does at the far half boards. Carolina can't hold it as the Habs clear it out. Alexander Nikishin, all the way back in his own zone, delivers for Gostisbehere. Up the middle. To the neutral zone is Carolina, wanting to push the pace, looking to hold on to first in the Eastern Conference. Nikishin's long shot, gloved down by Dobeš. He'll hold on. In the second game, head coach Rob Brind'Amour described the defeat as a good lesson in not taking breathers. And that is the case because Freddie Anderson has played quote-unquote better since the Olympic break. He's 6-2-0 since then. And in the recent 5-game stretch, he has an .866 save percentage, including allowing 4 goals on just 18 shots against this Montreal team 5 days ago. Carolina has been excellent at limiting shot volume this season, allowing the fewest shots on goal in the league. Yet concerns remain in the net, especially with a tandem of Anderson and Bussy. False start on the faceoff. Mark Jankowski is tossed out, so it's William Carrier up against Jake Evans. Carrier, the former Golden Knight. As I mentioned earlier, the Golden Knights just fired Bruce Cassidy. Faceoff won by Carrier. This rattles around to the far half boards. Veleno gets it out. Out by Nikishin as he gets it right in deep to the near quarter. Carrier gets pinned by Alex Carrier. William Carrier gets pinned, that is. And here's the battle at the near quarter. This takes the bounce over to Arbor Xhekaj, who is in for Caden Goulet. Sharp angle shot is deflected out of play. I mentioned Goulet in the lineup. That is not the case. He is a late scratch. And Xhekaj is in the game. As Shane Gostisbehere has improved his defensive game in Carolina, taking those strides under Rod Brind'Amour and defensive coach Tim Gleason. And he's having a career year, even accounting for the years he spent with the Philadelphia Flyers. Jeff Daniels is another assistant coach. He's the other assistant coach on this team. Paul Schonfelder is the goaltending coach. Face-off won by Aho. Here's Jarvis taking right along the far half boards, kept in by the Canes. Chatfield fired in deep. Svechnikov on the whole far corner. Looks to go back to the right point for Chatfield. This supported by him, and the Habs will go the other way. They'll take this in deep. Delayed offside against Montreal. Chatfield grabs a hold of it, and Suzuki has to get out. He doesn't realize it's a delayed offside against him. Svechnikov almost lost it. He goes down. Puck is in the Montreal zone. Slavin's shot blocked. Made its way to Dobeš. And that block made life easier. Dobson was in the way. Marty St. Louis, in his 5th year as the Montreal head coach, compiling a 156, 153, 47 record with Les Canadiens. The Habs averaged 16.6 block shots per game this season. They have taken that next step on the defensive improvement. thanks to assistant coach Stefan Robida, the former Dallas Star. Was their secondary power play quarterback, right behind Sergei Zubov. False start against Jordan Staal. He is tossed out the faceoff circle. So it's Martinook to take it. And Montreal wins this faceoff. Alex Carrier gets it out. Batted by Gostisbehere. Play is still alive because it was not touched by Carolina. Otherwise, it would have been ruled a hand pass. At the trapezoid, taken down was Dano. Here is Nikishin. Evans is on the keep. Back towards the left point. Mishandled by Caden Gooley. Gooley was in the lineup. Jacky is the 7th defenseman in this line for Montreal. Ehlers takes it in. Nick Ehlers slows this down. Across for Gostisbehere, who waits. Top of the left circle. All the way across. Bottom of the right circle. Nikishin. He waits some more. He goes down on his buttocks. Towards the right point. Nobody there. And the Habs will take it back. Zach Bolduc lost the handle. And this will be the Canes taking it back with Gostisbehere. 12 forward, 6 defenseman formation, or lineup, for the Hurricanes. It's Gostisbehere. Fires from the red line, and this will be gained across the zone by the Canes. Jackson Blake, watched by Oliver Kapanen. Survives several stick lifts, but not for long as Struble picks up the puck. Can't clear. Blake is on the hold. Here's Stankoven, long shot blocked. He gets his own rebound back. Towards the right point. Kick save, Dobeš. Struble trying to clear. Newhook is pushed. Stankoven's on the hold. Here is Blake in front. Blocked. Excellent sliding block by Lane Hudson. Carolina ferocious on this puck. Keandre Miller off the keep from Jackson Blake. Stankoven, long shot. Blocked in front by Hudson. And finally is cleared by Montreal. Miller playing keep away from Newhook. Up front for Blake. Can't get this one across the blue line. And Montreal takes this one back. They get this to the Carolina zone. It's Walker fighting Miller. Taylor Hall has it again. Hall. He set up Stankoven at the front of the net. Now the Habs have a grade A chance. Carolina's the first 5 shots of this game. Freddie Anderson has not been tested. Jacky puts the boom on Walker. And this goes out towards the right point. Dobson was looking for a deflection on a long shot from the right point. And here is Mark Jankowski going back with this puck. Leads it for Robinson. Eric Robinson comes in. Robinson's shot blocked by Dobson. This comes out towards the front. Dobeš sees it, and he will hold. And the official lost track of this puck. And this second line, Taylor Hall, Logan Stankoven, and Jackson Blake has been electric. The chemistry, they have been the best line in yesterday's game against the New Jersey Devils. And they've been responsible for the majority of the grade A chances. And Blake had one of the best ones. It ranked the post, in which he was looking at Jacob Markstrom. And Blake's chance was excellently blocked by Lane Hudson, taking that next step defensively, as Blake was going glove side on Dobeš. Oftentimes you see a complete 5-man unit helping each other out, and that was the case on the second line between Hall, Stankoven, and Blake. False start against Montreal on this faceoff. It'll be Aho up against Kapanen, and it's won by Montreal. Cleared out by the Habs. It will be retrieved by Jalen Chatfield. Moved up for Aho. He uses the boards to find Svechnikov. Svechnikov enters in with Jarvis on his left side. Watched by Dobson. Svechnikov goes back to the point. Long hung slapper. That's wide. On the deflection, Aho goes back towards the right side for Chatfield. Chatfield around back. Here's Svechnikov. Looks up front for Aho. Backhander is blocked. Held in by Slavin for a long shot. That fires wide. Carolina with good early chances here in this first period. Montreal does not have a shot on goal yet. We're past the 6-minute mark. Almost taken away. Aho tried to body his man up. Dobeš plays this one towards the neutral zone for Suzuki. Nick Suzuki decides to fire this one in because it was going to be a 2-on-3. Picked up now by Sean Walker. Missed this man. This will go to Alex Carrier. Fired in from the near half boards by Zach Bolduc, and is played by Walker. He and Keandre Miller are on the ice now. It'll be Miller playing this. The former New York Ranger. Moving this up through the middle. Miller looks left. He fires from the red line. Dobeš slowing this one down. Played by the right point by Walker across for Miller. Long snapper. And that's stopped. Swept away by Martinook. He finds Nikolai Ehlers, or rather Jordan Staal. Back to Keandre Miller. Walking to right point. Delay penalty against the Canadiens. Back up the boards. This will go to Martinook. Play at the far half boards for Stahl. Looks to Walker. Holds. Walker gives it to Miller at the right point. Still walking there. At the far corner, Stahl. Centers it up for Ehlers. Ehlers goes back towards the right point. Miller walks. Now back for Jordan Stahl. Tries the shot, and that's stopped. Ehlers picks it up. Near half boards. Backhanded down towards the near half boards again as Ehlers is positioned at the left point. Stahl finds him again. Ehlers walks in, left circle. Sets up a cross. Stahl goes to Miller again. Back to Stahl at the right point. Cycle down low towards the far corner. Jordan Stahl holds it. Right point. It's going to be set up for Aho. Ehlers mishandled that shot. Stahl keeps it. And this will be touched up by Montreal. Good sequence offensively for the Hurricanes. Nearing the 8-minute mark, and we are at the under 6 time. We're past the under 14 timeout. We'll be right back. Two for hooking against Caden Gooley as Jordan Martinook had his stick lifted, but in a way in which it impacts his armpit. Carolina's power play found fire against the Pittsburgh Penguins the other day, last week, as they have connected several times. And against Montreal, that was the case again. This power play for Carolina has been heating up at the right time, and they have found the right 5-man unit to get this. In the time, Shane Gostisbehere is out, putting Alexander Nikishin as the top power play quarterback in Gostisbehere's absence worked out. Now Gostisbehere is back at his usual role as the top power play quarterback. OCSS works out. Jordan Stahl sets up at the net front. He loses face out but gets help from Svechnikov. Fired down low towards the near corner. Back for Aho. Position to the left circle. Gostisbehere waits. Moves towards Aho. This takes a bounce off the near half boards. Back to Gostisbehere as he walks and pivots. Goes down low. Far corner. Gostisbehere again. Fires a shot, and that's caught by Dobeš. 19 seconds into the man advantage. Carolina has fired 7 shots on goal before Montreal even got 1. And Montreal still doesn't have a shot on goal as Gostisbehere wanted the deflection from Jordan Stahl. He didn't see it as he tried one himself as Stahl was setting up the screen in front. 5 power play goals for Gostisbehere on the season. Number 4 in red. Carolina wins the faceoff this time. It's to be set up by Gostisbehere walking to point. Now it's Sebastian Aho with this. Or rather, Andrei Svechnikov. Now it's Aho. Back for Gostisbehere, left point. He walks it. Walking to blue line. Now going top of the right circle. He'll try it again. And that one's stopped by Dobeš again. Retrieved by Aho, kept in. Seth Jarvis finds Gostisbehere. One-timer, score! Andrei Svechnikov! He stepped into it at the right circle, and Carolina's power play continues to buzz. The first thing is Montreal wanted to get this one out. However, they could never get this one out all the way as Andrei Svechnikov saw the pass towards him. Seth Jarvis Excellent job by Jarvis to evade Philip Deneau. And Svechnikov beat him on the high side. Top shelf. 11:23 left in the first. And the first goal belongs to Svechnikov. 1-0 Carolina. And immediately they're going to work again. Up for the middle. Jackson Blake shot block. And Montreal will go back with Nick Suzuki. He'll fire cross corner on the dump in. After his Cole Caufield, Chatfield played away from him. The Habs keep it in with Noah Dobson. Nick Suzuki wanted to get this one around the boards. Caufield is pinned. Kane's trying to get it out. Sankoven gloved it down, and they will get it out. No 2-on-1 as it's canceled out with the approaching defenders behind. Taylor Hall holds in the Montreal zone near half boards. Sankoven walks in, fires wide. He was surrounded by 2 defenders. Chatfield's on the hole. It goes to Hall. Hall wants to look back. Goes across for Stankoven. Blocked by Slafkovsky. Stankoven gets his own rebound back. The pass missed Hall. Chatfield slaps the shot. And that reached Dobej. 9:29 into the first. Jalen Chatfield wanted to double down for Carolina. It was a massive goal for Andrei Svechnikov. 26 goals on the season for a 62nd point. He's added that slap shot into his list of attributes. It's not just a Michigan goal. And he's back on the ice now. Rob Brindamore is trusting him, Aho, and Jarvis. Svechnikov positioned at the right wing with the Keandre Miller pairing out there. Aho loses this draw to Montreal as the Habs are going back with this, looking to get their first shot on goal. Canceling out the approaching Hab was Sean Walker. This goes out towards the left point, and it's going to be fired down the distance. Not enough for an icing. Mike Matheson will touch up, pressured by Seth Jarvis. Matheson saw this turned over, but give it right back to Montreal off of Svechnikov. The Habs dumped this in with Demidov. Oliver Kapanen trying to pursue. Carolina gets this one out thanks to Svechnikov on the rush 2-on-2 with Sebastian Aho. Here's the trailer. Sean Walker fires. Save Dobeš. Batted down by Carolina by Aho. Lane Hudson tangling up Svechnikov, and Aho tried a sharp angle shot. Dobeš saw it. Montreal picks it back up. From the far corner, they'll set things up from their own end. We're past the halfway mark in the first period, and here's Lane Hudson, the star defenseman for Montreal. He'll feed this one out for Gallagher and back for Hudson. Fans restless here. They want to see some action. This is dumped in, and this will be played out by Freddie Anderson. Held in by Veleno, deflected by Gallagher. That's wide though. Ehlers plays it over towards the far half boards. Jordan Staal tried to set it up for Martinook, and Martinook got tangled up. Fans want a penalty here, none is coming. All the way down is Nikishin. Plays this one on his backhand, left it behind, away from Jack Guy, who leveled him. Bouncing puck picked up by Ehlers. 1-on-1 as he takes it on Dobson. Ehlers juggles it up himself, fires it, stopped by Dobeš. Oh my goodness, Nick Ehlers had one of the best looks 1-on-1. This remains 1-0 Carolina with the first 11 shots on goal and a lone goal from Andrei Svechnikov. We'll be right back. The second line has been visible here for Carolina, and they make their presence felt here. This second line of Hall, Stankoven, and Blake. And ever since the Olympic break, Hall has totaled 3 goals and 10 assists, Stankoven 4 goals and 4 assists, Blake 5 goals and 7 assists. Ratings of +5, +7, and +4 respectively. They've turned it up another notch ever since said Olympic break. Stankoven 5'8", Blake is 5'11", while Hall is 6'1". Montreal still looking for the first shot on goal. We're past the 11-minute mark, and there it is, as Anderson may have gotten a piece of it with his glove. Montreal can't hold the zone as it's skipped by Goulet. Caden Goulet delivered back for Alex Carrier. Deflected inside, and on this foot race, Jake Evans beats out the approaching Canes at the near corner. Evans flings this one around to the left point. Boldu cut it off at the near half boards. It goes back for Evans. Evans goes back right point. Alex Carrier back for Evans. For the near half boards, goes back one-timer, blocked in front, rebound in front, and it reached Anderson. And Will Carrier picks it up. He'll get this one out. That's a big save for Anderson as he faces first shots on goal. His first one with his first save. 8 minutes to go here in the first period. Carolina's low goal came from Andrei Svechnikov. Up at the far boards, this will not be an icing as it was deflected in. Freddie Anderson leaves this one behind. Montreal's on the hold. Nick Suzuki there. Fires this one wide of Cole Caufield. And Mike Matheson picks it up outside of the zone. Montreal have to restart with Suzuki as he gets this in from the right point. Turnaround pass. Then they go all the way to the slot. Pass is cut off from Carolina. And here's a tripping penalty against Carolina. No penalty is going to be called. Back the other way is Seth Jarvis going one-on-one. Takes this in and gets a shot on Dobeš, who stopped off his right pad. Carolina attacking some more here on Jakub Dobeš, as has been the case. Montreal has been aggressive ever since we have returned from the break. Dobson passes pass down. Tic-tac-toe pass batted down. Alex Newhook still with it. Fires this one wide. And picked up by Carolina on the rebound. The Canes get this out. That hit the scoreboard. We'll get a stoppage with 6:55 to go in the first period. How rare is that? On a quitting attempt, the puck hits the scoreboard. Taylor Hall has picked up 13 points in his last 15 games. And that's all since the Olympic break. 15 goals this season, 40 points overall, with a +6 record. The former Hart Trophy winner of the New Jersey Devils has shined on the second line of the Hurricanes. It's been a vocal presence, and a championship-winning leader. Lane Hudson, long shot. That hit a teammate in front. Carolina picks it up, and they get this out. Hall leads the way down the near side. Hall looks on his backhand, cut off by Demidov. Keandre Miller, stick lifted Demidov. Backhand pass, then it reaches intended target. This will flutter out to center ice. Played in front, intercepted by Lane Hudson, who has to wait some more, and Carolina has it. 2-on-1 here. Hall to the front. Blake! Stankoven, excuse me! Dobes sprawls! Puck loose! Covered! Oh, baby! Jakub Dobeš! Are you kidding? Logan Stankoven wanted to drag it to the backhand. And Keandre Miller set this up with the pass that was cut off. Taylor Hall fighting Logan Stankoven in front off this stretch pass from that was right. Yeah, that saucer pass that went past Jaden Struvel's stick. Miller had the stretch pass initially, and Hall got the saucer past Struvel and found the open Stankoven. Struvel tried to cut the pass off, but couldn't. Oh my goodness, how close was that to 2-0? Very close indeed. Stankoven's upset. He can't believe he didn't score there. Carolina is out shooting Montreal 12-1, and Jakub Dobeš is the biggest reason why it's not 2-0. False start against the Habs on this faceoff. Mark Jankowski will stay in. Zach Bolduc's going to take it against Mark Jankowski. And Bolduc wins it. Brendan Gallagher tied up at the near corner. Joe Veleno gets it to Gallagher, who clears this one out. First to the puck is Nikishin. Across the red line, fires this one in. Dobeš slows it down. Gallagher's on the puck, gloved down by Gostisbehere, who this may have been play of a high stick. The officials didn't notice that. Caden Gooley wanted to get this one up. Gostisbehere tangled up his man. This bounces around through center ice. Habs fired it into the zone to the near corner, handled down by Nikishin. Bounced off of Gallagher in front, and the Canes will play this one from Gostisbehere over to Nikishin. Onto the right point. The Canes fire this one around the end boards. Alex Carrier will pick it up and restart with the puck. Brendan Gallagher chasing after the puck. This actually is icing. Fired in by Alex Carrier, and we'll have a face-off in the Montreal zone to Dobesh's right. Jordan Stahl and his line. They were out there for that sequence, and Nikishin and Gostisbehere on the bench. Silently the best offensive defenseman duo on Carolina. They've been working like bread and butter. Ehlers, Stahl, Martinook to the right of Dobeš. It'll be Stahl against Veleno. Won by Stahl, played by Carolina. Ehlers goes around Caden Gooley. Jordan Stahl around Joe Veleno. Stahl looks. Stick with it by Veleno, and this is going to be a penalty. He and Caden Gooley were tangled up. It might be Nikolai Ehlers going to the box. So Carolina up 1-0. They have to defend it, and Montreal has their best chance of this period. Ehlers is going to go 2 for roughing on Gooley. We'll be right back. Nikolai Ehlers gets 2 for roughing. And it's a chance for Carolina to get going on the penalty kill, but Montreal has one of the best power plays in the NHL. Seth Jarvis is tied for third and the most shorthanded goals since the 2022 season with Blake Coleman. The lead is Sam Reinhart and Chris Kreider with 13. And at fifth place is Alex Tuch with 11. Demidov helps off Suzuki on the faceoff, but it was too far for Lane Hudson, too fast for him to handle, and Dobeš will have to start off. 5:07 to go here in the first period. Montreal with just one shot on goal in this first period. Lane Hudson watched by Jordan Stahl. Drop back, it'll be Nick Suzuki leading this power play group. Chipped up for the left side by Yuri Slafkovsky. Caufield wanted to play this one back at the near corner. Montreal wanted to keep a hold of it. Here's a chance short-handed here for the Canes. Jordan Martinook at the right. Jordan Stahl goes his trailer. Kick save, Dobeš. And the Habs will go back with Slafkovsky leading the charge. It is passed back to Suzuki. Entry feed to Demidov. And flipped over to Hudson. And now here's Caufield. Kerwin drag shot. Rebound in front. Loose puck. And this footer's wide. No stick for Jacob Slavin. Jalen Chatfield picks it up. And it's well over the head of one of the Habs. A chance for Slavin to get his stick back or at least get a new stick. Chatfield goes to the bench. And the first unit change comes on for Carolina. Aho and Jarvis are out there. Noah Dobson, the secondary power play quarterback for Montreal, leaned this one far side for Oliver Kapanen. Forwarding pass back for Dobson. High shot, saved by Anderson. Glove down by Brendan Gallagher as he keeps. Noah Dobson, right point shot. Save Dobes. Rebound! Excuse me. That's Anderson. That's deflected away. Oh my goodness. I'm confusing up the names here. Not a good look for me. And there's Lane Hudson, who got tangled up by Jalen Chatfield, which saved the goal. As Hudson tried to swipe it on the backhand, but has a swing and a miss for Hudson. Carolina has scored 9 shorthanded goals this season, tied for third in the NHL. Kapanen to take this face-off. He is tossed out. And Mark Jankowski is going to take this face-off for Carolina. Off the draw, tie-up, won by Montreal. Dobson, a big blast, saved by Anderson. He's going to try to clear it himself, but it's deflected away by Kapanen. From the near corner, the Habs keep it. Dobson with a long shot, tipped, and Anderson with the save. Here's Jankowski skating with this, going 1-on-3. Jankowski fires it off of Dobes. He is tangled up back at the far corner. The Habs will look to get a last-ditch effort on this power play. Here's Boduk, watched by Seth Jarvis. Boduk goes behind, and it's a one-timer that's blocked in front. That should run at the power play. Dobson, pass broken up by Slavin. And Slavin breaks up another pass from Boduk. And Carolina is calmly with this from their own bench. Montreal will once again pick it up. 4 shots on that power play for the Habs. Brendan Gallagher trying to hold. And the Habs, once they just go towards the neutral zone, they fire it around. Freddie Anderson places behind his net. Shane Gostisbehere, watched by Philip Deneau. Gostisbehere goes down the ice. Will be picked up by Alex Carrier. And lifted up all the way up. Joe Veleno trying to dodge one of the Canes. Nikishin places one to the far half boards. Habs ramping up the pressure latter stages of this first period. Nikishin's tied up by Deneau. Veleno on the hold. Taylor Hall trying to get it out. He finds Jackson Blake. The second line has been electric ever since the Olympic break. Stankoven gets bumped. Dobes will leave it behind for Caden Goulet. Oh my goodness, he get rammed from behind by Taylor Hall. Goulet is in trouble, has to get up, and he does. He wants to go after Hall, shoving him back and forth as Miller's on the hold. Carolina has to be smart. They cannot afford a penalty here, and so does Montreal. Stankoven one-on-one on Veleno. Kerwin drag around the far corner. He goes back for Walker. Long shot blocked out of play. And Ian, you just joined in at one of the most chaotic stages of this game.
Oh, I'm currently watching Blue Jackets and Bruins, and currently it's nothing but Jackets and Bruins fighting each other right now.
Oh, they're just throwing it out of the ice, throwing haymakers out there, I would assume.
Yeah, it's not a full tilt brawl, but there's plenty of selection of guys getting into it. Notably, Matthew Olivier and Eric Branson for the Jackets. For the life of me, I don't know which ones it was for the Bruins.
To answer your question, it's Tanner Jeannot and Mark Kastolik, and those two fights came 6 seconds apart.
Yep, it is chippy and intense.
All right, can't wait to go to the intermission because we have a hot topic of discussion to have here, considering what just took place at Las Vegas, and it's not the Frozen Four. 80 seconds ago in this first period, Nick Suzuki goes after this. This cleared out. Yuri Slafkovsky plays to the Cole Caufield from center ice. Drop pass, top of the left circle, and a long shot was stopped by Anderson from Mike Matheson. Jalen Chatfield coming up on 1 minute to go in this first period. Montreal trying to play this one across, but cannot. Suzuki saw it, watched by Chatfield. He'll go back, and this is flipped out the center by Carolina. Noah Dobson starts up again. Dobson, to Slafkovsky, going across to the Montreal bench, and chipped up away. Keandre Miller will pick it back up. Alex Newhook was the one who last touched it for Montreal. Miller's pass was deflected, but it still made its way to Jordan Martinook. Now it's Noah Dobson who tried to get this one out, held in by Martinook at the far half boards. Martinook around Goalie. Backhanded around, it goes to Miller. Keandre Miller. That pass deflected by Ehlers, looking back for Martinook. Goalie trying to clear it out. Stahl still keeping it in. Jordan Stahl gets tangled up. Ehlers keeps the puck alive. Here's Miller's shot. That bounced off of Dobeš. And it's picked up by Ehlers. Wraparound try. Could not go through to the net. The puck is cleared out. And the Canes will pick it back up at their own zone. Playing keep away from Montreal. That pass hit Miller. The lone goal will still belong to Andrei Svechnikov on the power play. This man advantage unit has been heating up for Carolina over this past month. And it's 1-0 Canes after a failed wraparound try by Nick Ehlers. Ivan Demidov tried to break it up, but Ehlers just fanned on the wraparound. So at the break, the Vegas Golden Knights have just fired Bruce Cassidy and have hired John Tortorella as their head coach.
And the Blue Jackets just converted on a power play, so they're up 3-0 on the Bruins. But to answer your question, Alec, Bruce Cassidy was not. Look, things haven't been going right for Vegas. Their goaltending is poor. They still have a ton of offense to speak of. Their defense could be better. But the only reason that this would make sense is because Torts has a way of taking teams with, just teams with, whether it be talent or just a skeleton crew, and getting them to the postseason. I mean, you looked at 2019 to 2020 with the Columbus Blue Jackets, where everybody was injured, and then basically the skeleton crew of the team, and he had them winning and in a playoff position. So that's the only reason why I would think this is the case, or maybe it's because he has experience coaching teams with terrible goaltending.
Such with Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia, to be exact. But what I don't get is why now? Like, why take so long right before the playoffs? Because as far as I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, Alec, but the Golden Knights haven't fallen so far that they're out of a playoff spot. They are still leading in their division, correct?
They're third in their division. They're not out of a playoff spot, but the season has been falling apart for them so fast. If you look at the stats, since the Olympic break, they're third in 5-on-5 goal share, shot share, and shot attempt share. And they've also allowed the fewest shots against per 60 and the third fewest expected goals against. But they are dead last in shooting percentage, second last in save percentage, and dead last in puck luck.
So what you're saying is they're decent on the defense, but their offense has completely tanked, and their goaltending has just fallen off the map from where it was to begin with, and it wasn't that good to begin with anyway.
Yeah, it's been a rotating cast of characters in net, Ian. Between Akira Schmid, Aiden Hill, Carl Lindbaum, and a certain man I'm not going to mention, each option has been bad. When Akira Schmid is your top option with a save percentage of .893, and granted his goals against average is .259, but a save percentage of .893, yikes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the Golden Knights are thinking right now. Because, look, there are worse replacements to fire to hire a coach for. Don't get me wrong. There are way worse guys you could have replaced it with. And Torts, to his tell me if you agree with this, Alec. John Tortorella is Mike Keenan without the Stanley Cup.
I mean, John Tortorella did win a Stanley Cup in 2004. So, but he's the modern age Mike Keenan.
Yeah, so modern age, 2004, that was the
Lightning.
Don't tell me it was it was right before the Lightning. Was that one of the New Jersey ones?
Well, Tortorella won with the Lightning, and he beat the Flames in the final.
Okay, so he was the head coach there?
Yeah, he was the head coach there in 2004.
Wow. With Vince LeCavalier, or I think that's I'm definitely butchering that man's last name.
Yeah, LeCavalier.
Thank you.
Yeah, because he's from Quebec.
Right. But wow. Okay, so he is the modern Mike Keenan, which I mean I guess okay. I mean sure, Bruce Cassidy did win a Stanley Cup a couple years ago, but we all know how volatile the opinions of sports franchises are. So I can understand it. But I'm also it's the timing of it, Alec. Why now?
It's a complete panic move. There's 8 games left on their regular season. And the way this is going to go is either the front office is going to look like geniuses for this move if it does pan out and they make a deep run, or they're the next ones that have to go. Because if you fire a coach with 8 games to go in a regular season and make a power play maneuver, you're either going to have it work, or if it doesn't work, the front office needs to go. It's a complete desperation move for the front office to try and save their own skin.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this will in fact be a pro gamer move. And they'll figure, and they'll find a way to win the Stanley Cup, or at least make a deep run. But again, Mount Torts.
Well, it's not that it's a bad hiring. The problem is the timing of the hiring. Why are you doing this now when you could have done it, say, a couple months ago? You feel like Cassidy is not the guy to lead you to a deep run anymore. Granted, he did lead you in 23, but why now? Don't you have earlier timing to do? Could you have done this before the Olympic break or something?
Yeah, I mean, as much as I don't know. I mean, this whole I don't know how to feel about this. I mean, this is one of those wait and see moments. Because truthfully, whether it was Bruce Cassidy or John Tortorella, I did not see the Vegas Golden Knights making it far in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Maybe they win the first series that they play, whoever that may be against. Maybe. But with their terrible goaltending and their sluggish offense, that would be a tall ask. With any coach. But again, the question is, why now? Not earlier. When you had to sign that one guy to play goalie for you, when the goaltending situation was that bad, why didn't you make the change then?
Yeah, why couldn't you make any improvements in the net? Why settle for Rasmus Anderson at the deadline and call it a day? And even so, the trade for Anderson hasn't panned out the way they have. You're chasing the big prize at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. And that's, I mean, for Rasmus Anderson, I get, but if you were going to swing that far, maybe they would have shut down trade talks. You didn't even entertain a call to the Jets about Connor Hellebuck?
Oh, I know Hellebuck has a high asking price for that matter. But
well, that doesn't really matter to the. Yeah. Oh, wait. Hang on now.
All right, then. Just checking current standings and all at this current moment, but we're gonna keep going in this conversation because goodness gracious.
So yeah, this doesn't make sense timeline wise. I feel like the Golden Knights they had a chance to get things right early in the season, and they screwed it up.
Big time. And that's a result. That's why they're at the position they're at in the standings.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I did check the standings. Well, I also want to check the magic number for each team. Currently, the Minnesota Wild's magic number is 2. So they're the closest to making the playoffs. And they may be the next ones. They couldn't make the playoffs because they lost to the Boston Bruins yesterday. But what we know is that Vancouver's out. The New York Rangers are out. The next ones that could be out, the Chicago Blackhawks, whose magic not the Chicago Blackhawks, the Florida Panthers and Toronto Maple Leafs tragic numbers are 5 each.
Yeah, they're missing the playoffs. I mean, the Panthers just got beat by the New York Rangers. It's obvious what the Panthers are going for now.
Yep, they're going for that sweet, sweet reward of a top draft pick.
Yep.
Well, hopefully it's not Gavin McKenna for that matter.
Yeah, and a high enough draft pick that Chicago isn't going to take it.
Yeah, I mean, you had 11 months, Frank Saravalli. Well, but speaking of the college hockey landscape, well, I know it's been a while since yes, college hockey is in its version of March Madness. It's called the Frozen Four. But speaking of March Madness, well, it should be a nice game here. Let's take a look at what happened in the Midwest. What in the absolute wide world just happened?
Wisconsin beat Michigan State.
Yeah, I know that. I know. I was pointing out Michigan blowing the doors off Tennessee, and now UConn is getting pounded by Duke.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, right now, my family's allegiance lies solely with Illinois because that's where my dad went to school. So that's who we're hoping for.
My spicy take was Illinois wins the Natty.
That spicy take would be a delicacy in this household.
Oh man. Hopefully.
And I'll tell you what, my dad was talking about it the other night. Tell me if you agree with this. That Illinois team has at least 4 NBA draft lottery picks on that team right now.
I can respect that take. What? Boswell, Ivicic. I can name those two.
Ivicic, the both Ivicic brothers. Wagler and Mirkovic.
I can respect that. Oh, yeah, because we're looking at, and now shifting over to Frozen Four, the tournament is going to reach the stage where they're going to go to Las Vegas in the second. They're going to go to Las Vegas soon enough. They're going to be playing at the second weekend of April, the 9th and the 11th. And, of course, the most notable games involved the Michigan State Spartans. The first one being a 2-1 win over the Yukon Huskies. And the second one, quite the opposite end for Michigan State. A 4-3 comeback victory for the Wisconsin Badgers. You mentioned that, Ian. This is the Badgers' first Frozen Four appearance since being national runner-ups in 2010. And thanks to Ben Dexheimer, that's the case here. An overtime winner, 24 seconds in. If you want to talk about a tale of Uno reverse cards, Michigan State scored twice in under 35 seconds. Wisconsin later scored twice in under 35 seconds. That was crazy.
I didn't see it, but I'm sure it was nuts.
Yep.
But unfortunately, we do not get our bedlam. We do not get our bedlam in Michigan.
That's the saddest part of it all. So Wisconsin is going to face North Dakota in the Frozen Four. North Dakota beat up on Quinnipiac 5-0.
I don't really know much of the hockey teams. I mean, was that to be expected? Is North Dakota? Is it North Dakota State or North Dakota?
North Dakota.
North Dakota. Are they really good? Was that to be expected?
They've been rolling as of late. They're one of the best hockey programs in the nation. So I can say it's expected, even though I did pick the upset to have Quinnipiac win, but I'm not surprised by North Dakota rolling the way they are.
Yeah.
And speaking of rolling the way they are, the Michigan Wolverines are up 3-0 on the Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs. The Minnesota Duluth came off the first bracket buster. They upset Penn State 3-1 in the regional semis.
Jeez.
Yeah, Wisconsin over Michigan State. It's the second bracket buster in the college hockey brackets. So if you made a bracket on the second season, anyone there, make sure to check your brackets. And a shout out to the Wisconsin Badgers men's hockey team. So we're coming back and getting tuned for the second period between the Hurricanes and the Canadiens. The Hurricanes lead 1-0. We're also keeping an eye on another crucial matchup for playoff positioning, the Boston Bruins and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Both teams gunning for playoff positioning. The Bruins chasing 30 Atlantic, Columbus chasing a Metro spot. We're underway here in Raleigh. Hurricanes lead 1-0. At one point, the Canes outshot the Habs 11-1 before Montreal got on a power play in which they fired 4 shots on that power play. Puck comes all the way to the Carolina zone where it's picked up by Jakub Slavin. Right behind Anderson, watched by Juraj Slafkovsky, the Slovakian hero in the Olympics. Over to Chatfield at the right side. Now left side for Sebastian Aho. He walks around Suzuki. Aho, sharp angle shot. Rebound picked up by Dobson. And his stick lifted by Svechnikov, here's Jarvis a chance. Puck bounced up once. And Montreal will sweep it away from Jarvis. Played out the center. Svechnikov bats it to himself. And this will be picked up now by Montreal as they take it into the zone. No offside here. Suzuki fighting Slafkovsky. Turnaround chance floated wide of Anderson. Kept in by Lane Hudson. But taken away by Carolina. Here's Stankoven moving it 1-on-1 on Hudson. Stankoven gets towards the swap. Gets this one towards the far corner wide. With Jackson Blake rushing after the puck. Got into Walker. Long shot fired wide. Picked up at the near half boards. And this is Taylor Hall. This line's been buzzing since the Olympics. Jackson Blake takes it on his backhand. Now towards the forehand. Left side. Keandre Miller comes on. Around Slafkovsky. Miller. Pinned by Slafkovsky. And he takes him down. At the near corner. Miller gets back up on his feet, but he is pinned. Jackson Blake gets it out the pile. Rushing down low is Walker alongside Jack-Eye, the 7th defenseman for the Habs. Arbor Jack-Eye picks it up and initiates a 3-on-2. Slafkovsky comes to the bench. Joe Veleno right around the boards. Miller is there. Held in by Montreal by Alex Carrier, and it comes to the left point. Caden Gooley keeps it in. He is fresh off the bench. Carolina picks it back up by Jackson Blake near corner. Flanked it all the way towards the far half boards to Ehlers. Nick Ehlers with Logan Stankoven joining the rush. Ehlers on his backhand. Oh, that didn't miss by much. Held inside by Carolina, and it'll be Nick Ehlers all the way across. Stahl held it at the slot, could not pick it up. Kept in by Miller from the left point. Keandre Miller a long shot stopped by Dobeš, and it'll be Alex Carey. Failed to clear. Martinook a long blast. Dobeš another save. Jack-Eye another clearing attempt. Kept in by Martinook again. Jordan Martinook forced anxious pass around for Stahl behind the net. Jordan Stahl stick with it by Gooley. Comes out towards the high slot off a skate. Nikishin brings it to Martinook again. Back around the boards. From Gretzky's offense, it's Martinook. Jordan Martinook comes out towards the left circle. Coming onto the ice. Fresh from the bench. This is Shane Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere cycles towards the high slot. Turnaround chance. That hit a body in front. Demidov tried to clear. Stahl there to keep the zone. But it's picked up by Demidov, and he gets it out. Good sustained zone time for the Canes that time. Nikishin brings it back in. And Jakub Dobeš, who's having himself a red-hot month here in March. Goaltending has been red-hot for Montreal as of late. Captain by Carolina, Dobeš with the save on Will Carrier. Who places back out towards the left point. Right point, Nikishin. On the bounce pass, down low for Stahl. Carrier, driven down by Alex Carrier. Oliver Kapanen is also there. Loose stick on the ice is picked up by the Canes. Far corner, going across to the outer corner. So the loose stick is on the ice. Alex Carrier is still there. Well, Carrier on a wraparound. Couldn't find the target. Nikishin couldn't play this in the zone. He is brought out. Mark Jankowski brings it back in on the dump-in. Dobeš slows it down. Jakub Dobeš is hurried up. Finds an approaching Hab. And looking for a breakaway is Oliver Kapanen. None is found. On the left point, Newhook is stripped. And so is Eric Robinson. Bouncing puck at center ice. Carolina brings this back in. Dobeš plays this one out for Noah Dobson. Jankowski tied him up and broke his stick. And the Habs will go back with Newhook. Alex Newhook down to near half boards. Evans is tangled up. This reaches Freddie Anderson. And after a long time after whistle, we finally have one here. Nick Ehlers had the best chance of this second period to begin the frame. If Carolina gained the first 3 shots on goal, the Canes come out firing. And Ehlers fighting Logan Stankoven. The return feed comes back to him, but this backhander goes wide. He tried a wraparound try. They just couldn't connect to that. He is on a 3-game goal streak, sitting at 23 goals this season. It was Carolina's big-ticket free agent signing last offseason, alongside Keandre Miller on the trade and sign from the New York Rangers. Acquired for a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and Scott Morrow. Both star on the faceoff, and so Jake Evans will sub in for Alex Newhook. Mark Jankowski to take it for the Canes. This faceoff is won by Evans, held in by Montreal for the left point. Evans racing after it with William Carrier. From the far half boards, Jankowski's also there, so is Jalen Chatfield. Chatfield wanting to pick it alongside Boduk. Poked away by Montreal. This is stopped by Freddie Anderson off his stick. The Habs keep it with the no. Around Jankowski. Taken away by Carolina. Centering pass at the middle of the zone. William Carrier. Robinson tried to set up at the front of the net. He is tied up. Carrier gets brought down. Jankowski kept it in. Around towards the top of the right circle. Chatfield tries one, blocked in front. And it's cleared out by Montreal. Jacob Slavin comes in. Slavin away from Evans as he flings it up through the ice. Carolina holding a 1-0 lead. Take it back in. It's Jankowski. Shot stopped by Dobeš. He dragged that one on a curl and drag. Montreal trying to clear. Veleno around Slafkovsky. Jarvis on the hole. Bouncing puck. Wide to Svechnikov, who actually took that shot. Cole Caufield shoved once. It's picked up by Matheson. Mike Matheson moves to the Caufield. Centering pass up for Slafkovsky. Yuri Slafkovsky gets it in deep. Anderson plays this one out. And on the rush back here, Seth Jarvis on the partial break. Jarvis fires. Glove save by Jakub Dobeš. And Nick Suzuki wants Seth Jarvis. That's quickly broken up by the officials. Referees Cody Beach and Gord Dwyer. Linesman Tommy Hughes, Kyle Murchison. As Jarvis went glove side on Dobeš. 75 in white for the Habs. 18-7 Carolina in shots. Dobeš had 41 saves. The last time these two teams met 5 days ago. The top line is still out there for Carolina. The trio of Svechnikov, Aho, and Jarvis. The faceoff is to the left of Dobeš. Montreal will counter with the Suzuki line. Top line against top line. Aho to take the faceoff against Suzuki. Won by Aho, driven by Jarvis. Centering pass, never made it to Svechnikov. Caufield trying to clear. This puck bounced up high. And here's Suzuki trying to keep a hold for Montreal, which he does. Fire back for Hudson. Lane Hudson trying to clear. He does so. This gets by Sean Walker. Picked up by Keandre Miller. Miller away from Cole Caufield. Gets it up for Jarvis. Batted down by Walker. Fired in by Svechnikov. Walker from the far half boards. Walker starting pass for Jarvis. That shot's kicked out by Dobeš. Hudson got away from Jarvis. And brings it up for Cole Caufield. Partial break for him. Caufield stops. Suzuki scores! Nick Suzuki with the equalizer! Cole Caufield set it up from the near half boards. And found Suzuki breaking away up on front. Dobeš got up front and challenged Seth Jarvis. And Cole Caufield had a partial break. Suzuki was all alone. Carolina got lost in transition. Montreal's going for the season series sweep against Carolina. Keandre Miller checked up on Caufield. And Walker was late to the play. It's a tie game, 1-1. Still it's 3-0. Columbus over Boston. Boone Jenner, Mason Marchment, and Charlie Coyle, the latter on a power play. So we're keeping eyes on that and that game. In the meantime, Carolina saying the second line out there up against Montreal's second line, and Stankoven wins this draw. Jalen Chatfield fires this one in. First one back is Alex Carrier. This loose puck is available. Picked up by Alex Newhook. Over to Oliver Kapanen. Fired in deep onto the far half boards. Demidov from the near corner. Tried to pass this one back, could not. Jackson Blake gets tangled up, and Montreal sees one of their guys go down. The Canes bring this back with Taylor Hall. Hall drops it back to Miller. Jackson Blake is open, fires, kick save, Dobeš. Another chance blocked in front. Available on the slot, picked up by Alex Carrier. Cleared it out, and this is Carolina picked this one up. And offside against the Habs. Oliver Kapanen thought he had a breakaway. Exactly 7 minutes in. Plays whistle dead. We're going to break here. We'll be right back. Also keeping an eye on the Michigan UMD game. Michigan has scored 3 goals 3 different ways. Will Horkoff, even strength. Being the first one. Of course, this bracket, most brackets have already been busted with the UMD and Wisconsin games there. So the first goal scored by Will Horkoff from Ben Robertson and Cole McKinney. Second one on a power play, Adam Valentini from Nick Moldenhauer and Dakota Rain-Mullen. And the third one, Garrett Shifsky, shorthanded. Michigan's up 3-0 on Minnesota Duluth. And Adam Gajan has been outstanding, standing on his head against Penn State in the first game, upsetting one of the premier teams in the Big Ten, team led by Gavin McKenna, Charlie Serrato, and Jackson Smith. Smith is the first-round pick with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Serrato, a second-round pick with the Carolina Hurricanes. And McKenna projected to go first overall in this upcoming draft. Who knows where he's going to land? On the power play, Seth Jarvis has a goal and 5 assists in his 6-game point streak. 2 goals, 7 assists for Jarvis. As part of this streak, 1.5 points per game, 3.3 shots per game, averaging 18:57 of time on ice. And Jarvis had this best look on the glove save by Jakub Dobeš, in which he had a partial break up against him. Cole Caufield didn't miss on his partial break, with Nick Suzuki being found all alone at the front of the net. Face-off is won by Montreal. Mike Matheson fires this one inside. Behind Anderson, picked up by Gostisbehere. Shane Gostisbehere backhands this one towards the left point. Bounced off of Robinson, held in by Jackeye for a moment. And it's Jankowski who got tangled up by Joe Veleno. Veleno, back at the near half boards, kept in by Carolina, by Jankowski. Pass back for Mike Matheson, fired up by Will Carrier. Montreal clears this one out. This should be enough for an icing on this foot race, and it is, with Alex Nikishin winning it, beating out Brendan Gallagher. Well, as we move forward here, there are some notable injuries on Montreal that were added to the injury report. Kirby Dach, upper body. Alex Texier, lower body. And Patrick Laine still is not recovered from his abdomen injury. From the far boards, Carolina out the face-up one. Sharp angle shot stopped by Dobeš from Gostisbehere. Backhanded in deep. This is Taylor Hall. Lost it on the stick handle. It was stick lifted there, but he keeps it in. Long shot at the left point. That bounced off a leg in front. Nick Ehlers trying to keep it in. Montreal takes it away. Joe Veleno, former first-round pick with Detroit, fired it in deep. Picked up by Nikishin as Montreal will make their change now. The Hurricanes out-shooting the Canadiens 21-8. The goals from Andrei Svechnikov and Nick Suzuki. Top-end talent is prevailing here. Lane Hudson tied up by Jordan Stahl. Nikolai Ehlers also there. This is sicked away by the Habs. They want to go back with this puck. Held in by Seth Jarvis, but able to be taken away by Philip Deneau. The former Los Angeles King in his second stint with the Canadiens, now being used as a fourth liner. Fake pass here from Montreal as this is moved up to center ice by the Habs. They take it back in. A stick lift by Jackson Blake as his second line is back out here on the ice. Walker gets dispossessed, but he is able to get some help from Taylor Hall. Hall at the far corner, away from Jake Evans. Cleared out, and Montreal will restart again. Jaden Struble walks back, goes to Lane Hudson on his offside. Zach Bolduc flips it ahead. Here is Slavkovsky who gets bumped. Deneau tries to center it back. Pass cut away. And here's a one-timer from Struble, blocked in front. Rebound chance. Never made it all the way. It's deflected away, and this will come back towards the right point. Clear but not out. Held in by Montreal. Cycling around the zone. Struble has all day to bring this in and fire it. One-timer's whipped by Suzuki. Held inside by the Habs. Behind the net are the Canes. They get this one out. Sean Walker bounces this one out. And at center ice, this could be a partial 2-on-1. Stankoven finds Hall inside. Shut down by Dobeš. Juraj Slafkovsky got tangled up once and twice. And this is cleared down the ice with Jacob Slavin restarting. Jalen Chatfield moves up the near side. Flung back over to Slavin, and it's brought in by Svechnikov. Andrei Svechnikov goes across. Sebastian Aho, watched by Ivan Demidov, and he breaks that pass up. Demidov gets stick with it, but keeps a hold with the puck. Fires it down deep. When picked up by Slavin, Demidov is there. Svechnikov retrieves it. This is a breakout pass here, and here's a chance for Jarvis. Jarvis fires, glove save, Dobeš! Second time this has happened with Seth Jarvis going glove save on Dobeš on this period. We're going to break again. 9:46 remaining here, second period. It's still 12 minutes left, second period. Bruins and Blue Jackets. And per the current standings, these two teams are separated by 3 points. Same number of games played, 2. And Montreal is 2 points ahead of Boston in the standings with a game in hand. Buffalo is 2 points ahead of Tampa Bay in the Atlantic Division, but Tampa has 2 games in hand. These crucial playoff battles are down to the wire. Currently, the Predators are up 1-0 on the Lightning. And earlier today, the Rangers, they defeated the Florida Panthers 3-1. The lone goal scored by Nashville in that game was scored by Joakim Kemell. His first goal in the NHL. It's number 25 for Nashville. First career NHL goal. And that comes on the power play. Sits by Philip Forsberg and Justin Barron. It's Justus Annunen in net for Nashville. Jonas Johansson for Tampa Bay. We're tied at 1. Coming back to Raleigh, North Carolina. Here at the Lenovo Center. North Carolina's capital. These two teams are top 5 in goals for per game. 351 for Montreal, 350 for Carolina. Carolina being 4th, Montreal being 3rd. Colorado is in 1st, no doubt. And Andrei Svechnikov has 13 career goals against the Montreal Canadiens. He scored twice on the year against Montreal this season. Stahl wins this faceoff. Ehlers left it behind left point for Miller. Or rather, Gostisbehere. Here is Nikishin with a long shot. That one bounced off of Matheson and out of play. This is going to be another offensive zone draw. 23 shots on goal for the Canes as opposed to the 8 by the Habs. So we're still keeping some updates here between Boston, Columbus, Tampa Bay, Nashville, and Michigan, UMD. That shot off the faceoff was blocked by a stick. And the Habs will go back with this. They'll dump it in onto the far out boards. Dobson was denied entry. Martinuk, Stahl, backhanded this one deep. He cuts around for one of the Habs. Matheson there could not pick it up. Ehlers in front, and that could not be deflected home. This exits out to center ice, picked up by Gostisbehere. Shane Gostisbehere, second year of a 3-year deal he signed in Carolina. Here's the entry fee to Jordan Martinuk. Across to Ehlers, he bats it to himself, trying to play keep away from Dobson and Danault. Danault got to Demidov, tangled up by Martinuk. Puck at the left point, Gostisbehere flipped it over to the far corner. Noah Dobson was set up behind the net. Dobson released a breakout pass. He gets tied up, but here comes Demidov. Demidov, inside-out move on the Cation, and couldn't get a shot away. Newhook gets tangled up. Carolina on the puck retrieval. Far side by Blake. Taylor Hall slaps this one inside. Dobeš leads it behind for Jaden Struble. Good play by Logan Stankoven to keep this in the zone. Far corner. Stankoven's there. He's tangled up. Taylor Hall looking to help him out. Jaden Struble is there. Being shoved is Blake. He stays upright. Blake is shoved down again. Hall is there. Struble couldn't take it away. It's Blake. Back for Miller. Of a long shot. Save Dobeš. Rebound. It's available. And it swatters over towards the left circle. Picked up by Blake. Pass down low for Stankoven. Gets stick lifted. Once. Spins around Kapanen. Stankoven cuts inside. Stankoven's backhander. Loose in front. Still available at the right circle. Stankoven's on the keep. Looks for Blake. Can't find him. But is held in by Carolina. Back around for Stankoven. At the near half boards. Looks at the right point. Pass intercepted. And that's Lane Hudson. Hudson will skate this in himself. Hudson has help now. Curl and drag move. Blocked in front. And will be picked up by the Canes again. Sean Walker. Coming in with speed into the zone. Walker leaves his one behind. And we have a whistle here. What just happened further back? Too many men on the ice. Against Carolina. A perfect shot for Logan Stankoven, in which he fired it off of Dobeš's mask. The way he elevated this was a perfect shot. And Carolina is guilty of too many men on the ice. So Jackson Blake is going to serve the penalty for the Canes. It's an offensive-minded winger. So Montreal is going to have their second shot at it, getting some more shots on goal, and looking to take the lead. And his numbers tell the story. Stankoven was late to getting a change. Canes win this face-off, and they look to get it out. Suzuki is on the hole, down low for Demidov. Ivan Demidov from Gretzky's office. Goes back out for Cole Caufield. Fires right side for Suzuki. Looking to fight Slafkovsky at the slot. Is first to Hudson. Cole Caufield gets the puck retrieval from Lane Hudson. Back for Suzuki. Right circle. Down low. Slafkovsky. Changing spots for Suzuki. Goes back for Hudson. Suzuki again. Left circle. One timer from Caufield. Lane Hudson's shot fired wide. And this puck goes to Suzuki. Nick Suzuki to Lane Hudson. Top of the right circle. He looks. Back for Suzuki. Caufield cutting in. Elevates this one. That shot was way too high. And it's onto the mesh. Nice play by Montreal to keep this puck alive in this first period. And little update from Tampa Bay. It's a tie hockey game. Jake Guentzel, shorthanded from the breakout star Darren Radish and depth defenseman Charles-Edouard Dastou. Watch for Cole Caufield on this power play for the Habs. He has 10 man advantage goals this season. Falling down is Jacob Slavin, but helping him out is Sean Walker, who clears this one all the way down. Lane Hudson will start this man advantage up. They didn't have to use a lot of energy. The top power play unit is still out there. The Hurricanes changed penalty killing units and taking this into Suzuki over to Slafkovsky. Starting past Suzuki! In front, the rebound's free! It's there! Save Anderson, a second one! Ivan Demidov looks to pass this one out, and Carolina manages to get this one out. Holy mackerel, Freddie Anderson with a huge save on this penalty kill. And sometimes your goaltenders to be your best penalty killer. That time he was there on that save. Keandre Miller slaps this one down and clears it. Fresh bodies coming on the ice for both teams. 20 seconds left on the man advantage. Slafkovsky will pass this one back, and leading the rush is Oliver Kapanen. Zach Bolduc gets cut away. And here's Seth Jarvis and Sebastian Aho, the very guys Carolina wants on the end of this penalty kill. Jarvis, to the net, fires, save Dobeš! He's had the upper hand on Seth Jarvis in this period, robbing him of 3 goals in this period alone. Freddie Anderson showing flashes of old glory with a sprawling save to deny Cole Caufield and Yuri Slafkovsky of grade A chances. And Seth Jarvis, a beautiful dangle around Mike Matheson, trying to tuck it in under Dobeš's left armpit. Matheson's on the ice for the end of this power play, which in all likelihood is going to run out. And just while the first power play saw 4 shots, this one saw 2. Jackson Blake is on the ice now. Second line is out there for Carolina. The penalty has been killed. Dobeš plays it out for Dobson. From the far half boards, this is fired in deep. Is this far enough for icing with 5:12 to go? The clock is still rolling here. The clock just stopped at 5:12. The clock operator mistakenly kept rolling the clock. They stopped the clock with 5:09. They need to get the clock reset. There's a mistake on the clock. 5:09. They have just put back 4 seconds on the clock, so the clock reads 5:13. A rare clock management miscue by the clock operator, so we got that reset. Alex Newhook wins this faceoff, and it's cleared out by Montreal. It will be picked up by Shane Gostisbehere, away from Newhook. Brendan Gallagher is there. Gostisbehere is back deep in his own zone. Gostisbehere. Jackson Blake. Kept in by Mike Matheson. Down deep is Gallagher. Oliver Kapanen could not pick this one up. Now he can. That's Gallagher. His shot's blocked by Nikishin. It's loose behind the net. Newhook picks it up. Alex Nikishin looking to find Jackson Blake. This puck is tipped up by Matheson, and it's cleared out the center. Stankoven playing this one away from Kapanen, and it's Stankoven with this. Stankoven stick lifted. Puck checked away by Montreal, but is held in. Here's Blake going down low for Hall. Taylor Hall away from Oliver Kapanen, goes back towards the left point. Gostisbehere walks, goes towards the slot. Hall tied up by Matheson on his backhand, fires it. Dobeš is saved, and this is bad to the near corner. Gallagher retreats this over to Dobson. 4 minutes remaining here in the second period. Shots Carolina 26, Montreal 10. The Canes looking to get some dangerous chances here. They had several grade A looks on Jakub Dobeš, who has been a brick wall near corner. The Canes trying to play this one back towards the right point. Matheson and Dobson tying up. Ehlers fires, save Dobeš. Kept inside by Carolina. Here is John Walker, deep shot. Ehlers there. Or rather, it's Martinook. On the hold is Miller. Looks back at the left point. Nikolai Ehlers walks it. Deep shot fired wide. Picked up by Montreal. Nikolai Ehlers on the hold right circle. Ehlers turns around and fires a pass towards Jordan Staal. Back for Ehlers. Ehlers continuing to walk towards the left circle. Cycle around the net. Ehlers in front, centering pass. Dobeš is saved. Montreal trying to clear this one out. They will again. And this will make it to the Carolina blue line. Miller will reset on the rush. The pass is too far. No icing on the play here. Picked up by Seth Jarvis. Fresh bodies on the ice for Carolina. Jarvis finds Svechnikov. Still on the attack. Goes back towards the left point. Miller to Walker. Sean Walker's shot blocked. And that sends Philip Deneau in his midsection. Oh my god. Have you ever seen a puck end up at someone's midsection? We'll get to break. But 2:48 left in the second period. This is just unbelievable. One of those rare moments in which the puck ends up invisible from everyone else. Kind of like when Mike Smith had the puck bounce onto his pants and he took the puck into the net. Or when Dan Girardi had the puck bounce inside his visor. My goodness gracious. Alright, so keeping a look at crucial playoff positioning. The only other game of note for playoff positioning is Dallas versus Philadelphia. The Stars are trying to steal the Central Division from the Avalanche, though that's not going to be likely. They don't control their destiny there. The Avalanche are looking to wrap up the President's Trophy. They're the only team past the 100-point mark. Mikko Rantanen just came back for the Dallas Stars, most recently against the Pittsburgh Penguins, on one of the most controversial game-winning goals ever scored. Leon Bischel slapped the stick off of Erik Karlsson, and Bischel ended up being the one scoring for the Stars. That was in the second period, and Karlsson was barking at the referees, for 26 seconds. No unsportsmanlike conduct penalty was assessed on Carlson, but that should not have been a goal from Bishop. That should have been a penalty. Dylan Chatfield's averaged 20 minutes and 12 seconds of time on ice per game this season, having a career year, the Ypsilanti, Michigan native. The confidence that Chatfield has, being paired next to Jacob Slavin, two shutdown defensemen next to one another. The stall line is out there for Carolina for this faceoff. To the left of Dobeš. Tie up, won by Montreal, and they clear this one out. Juggling puck, Gostisbehere lands it. This goes by Danault. This will be iced. So this puck will come to the left of Freddie Anderson. And some grade A looks from Seth Jarvis. 3 of them. The first one stopped glove side. Second one kicked out. And you cannot underestimate the frustration that Seth Jarvis has. Jakub Dobeš has been a brick wall in this game, as has been the case last time these two teams met, where he recorded 41 saves against the Canes. This time Stahl wins the faceoff, and Gostisbehere lifts this one to center. Bouncing puck collected by the Habs, and they'll re-enter. Here's Nick Suzuki, cut away, here's Cole Caufield, he scores! Cole Caufield! He is automatic on weekends, and he brings the Montreal lead for the first time. '46th red lamp on the season for the Wisconsin product, as he goes back on the attack with Nick Suzuki. Off the icing, Suzuki very good at finding his common line mate off the saucer pass, just like what happened previously. And with Dobeš, of course, stealing the show the other way for Montreal, the Habs have their first win of the game despite being outshot 26-11. Different day, same script for both teams. Not a lot of shots for one end, but they were able to generate enough offense on Freddie Anderson to have the lead. Here is Seth Jarvis around Lane Hudson as Hudson's trying to take it away. Hudson's stick lifts him. Bolduc can't get it out. At the near corner, the Canes trying to tie this game up. They find themselves trailing for the first time today. Backhanded out, and Montreal will get this in deep. Gostisbehere picks it up. He has Aho on his left. He has hurried up now. The Habs trying to get a third goal quickly. Right side, Nikishin. Jarvis can't bring the puck in as it's taken away by Jake Evans. Brought out for Zach Bolduc. He cuts towards the net. Fires. Kick save Anderson. And this will be played towards the far corner. Nikishin trying to clear. Nick Suzuki takes this one away. He'll play this one back for Mike Matheson. Carolina trailing for the first time. Looking for the tying goal here in the second period. Played by Cole Caufield. Couldn't pick it up. Nikishin fires this one deep. Bouncing puck. Svechnikov taken away by Suzuki. He breaks it back in. Next Suzuki. Slavkovsky. Bouncing puck. Caufield tried to bat it away midair. He has the puck. Near corner. Brings it back. Goulet just able to hold it in. This comes for Slavkovsky. Watched by Nikishin. Slavkovsky backhand pass. Intercepted by Chatfield. Moved up for Seth Jarvis. Jarvis to Stankoven. Fires it over to Dobeš's crease. And Carolina will go for a change. Getting Taylor Hall on the ice. On the right side, Juraj Slavkovsky brings it back in. Across, offside against the Habs. Nick Suzuki. A little too jumpy. Still it's 3-0 Columbus over Boston. In that are Jeremy Swayman and Jet Greaves. Greaves has stopped all 21 Bruins shots. Tremendous release for Cole Caufield. He's automatic. The top end players have scored every goal for both teams. Stankoven and Newhook. Won by Newhook with help from Evans. Hudson fires this one inside. Jacob Slavin gets tied up. This is behind the crease, and Slavin plays this one up front. 2-on-2 for Carolina if they hurry up. Hall finding Stankoven, gets stick checked, and back the other way comes Struble. This will be fired in deep. Jacob Slavin forces the icing with 19.6 seconds left. And Suzuki, who the Habs acquired from Vegas in the Max Pacioretty trade. And now Suzuki, like Pacioretty, has earned himself the captaincy with the Canadiens. 5 shot attempts for Suzuki with a +2 rating. And Caufield has grown into a star. Off this face-off, Montreal trying to drive some more. Penalty coming up against the Canes. It's going to be a trip against Eric Robinson. And the Habs were looking for a chance to double down under a lead with 14.5 left. In a game that has not seen a lot of penalties, the Carolina Hurricanes are guilty of the most recent one as Robinson tripped up Noah Dobson. And so Montreal will have a chance to extend their lead. If they don't score here, they'll have carryover power play time. Face-off is won by the Habs. Here's Lane Hudson. Fake slapper here from Demidov. This goes in front. Suzuki scores! Nick Suzuki finds an opening and Montreal leads 3-1. Another late goal by the Canadiens. This one comes with 5.8 seconds left. In the dying seconds of this period, Suzuki was all alone down low. Ivan Demidov, Yuri Slafkovsky to Nick Suzuki, who gets wide open. The initial chance stopped. And Suzuki beats out Freddie Anderson on the rebound, who had just no room to make a save. All sorts of dangerous, this Montreal team. And they lead it 3-1 after 2 periods of play. They are badly outshot the second game, badly outshot the third game, and it's deja vu all over again between these two teams. The Habs lead 3-1 after trailing in this game. They have trailed in each one of the 3 games in this regular season series. They won the last 2. See if they can hold on here. We're at the break on the intermission. Oh, that escalated quickly.
Yes, it did. Not in the way that Hurricanes fans would have wanted. But the score is still 3-0 Blue Jackets. The Lightning have tied it up with a goal from Jake Gensel. Not really a surprise there. And as we've mentioned, it is 3-1 Canadiens.
And it's still 3-0 Michigan as they lead Minnesota Duluth. Winner of this game advances to face Denver in the national semifinal. They beat Western Michigan 6-2. So we're in the second intermission right now, Ian. Oh. So I want to switch over to baseball for a moment. Early impressions on ABS.
Game changer in the best way possible, because truthfully, we have been seeing some awful calls be reversed, and in the long run, it is going to help baseball.
Wish we had this in the World Baseball Classic, but nonetheless, it is a game changer in the best way. And I'm happy it's here.
Oh, same here, because some of the calls that have been reversed so far, wow. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, but there was that Red Sox game that got just yesterday. CB Buckner, man, he has been touted as one of the worst umpires in the game, and now I see why, because wow,
that was awful.
That really was. I mean, I have no words. I actually have no words for how bad he was at his job.
That was pitiful. Like, I mean, he got ABS'd 5 times.
Yeah. It reminds me of that one playoff game in 2018, Red Sox Yankees, when challenges was in the first year where you could challenge the umpire's calls. 3 guesses.
All of them correct?
No. 3 guesses as to who, but you only need 1 for which umpire got 4 of his calls overturned from the challenge system.
Angel Martinez?
Angel Hernandez, but
yes. Angel Hernandez, okay. Yes. I missed the last name, but Angel Hernandez.
Yes. It was egregiously bad. How it was bad. It was really bad. And this is going to have the same impact. And hopefully this will put more pressure on the union to at least retrain the umpires every once in a while.
Yeah. Which I see the absolute point in this being made. Yeah. And I have to say, our respective teams got our first wins of the season today. Your Royals beat the Braves 4-1. My Pirates beat the Mets 4-3 in the 10th.
Yep, and I'm kind of happy about it, but the flaws of the Kansas City Royals are obvious, and they need to be corrected soon, or it is going to be a long season.
That's true. So shout out to Seth Lugo for scoring 6 1/3 scoreless innings.
Yep, Seth Lugo. Former Mets reliever turned starting pitcher in San Diego, and now he's one of the many pitching prizes of Kansas City.
And also Carter Jensen with a home run in this game. So that's another nice piece of business for the rookie catcher.
Oh, yes. Right now, he is just a designated hitter because as shown in the first game of the season, the catching position is still Salvador Perez's command, especially with the ABS system. There are going to be montages of just Salvador Perez continuously challenging calls and getting them right because he knows that position so well.
He does. And this helps out veteran players too because they've known the strike zone for years.
Yes.
So imagine this. Say if the Dodgers challenge a strike call and they get overturned to a ball. Say it's Freddie Freeman successfully challenging it. Next up, the pitcher has to face Kyle Tucker with Freeman on base.
Yeah, in that case, I'm glad I'm not the starting pitcher, because I wouldn't want to face that.
No way.
I really wouldn't want to face that. No, thank you. No, leave that to the professionals.
Yep. And I also want to add on the topic of the Pirates. Well, welcome to Pittsburgh, Brandon Lau and Ryan O'Hearn. And also welcome to Pittsburgh, Jake Mangum. I love these additions onto the lineup.
Ryan O'Hearn has definitely turned into a very serviceable role player. I'm happy for him. His career did not start off great in Kansas City. I think now that was more because of the management and the fact that we had Mike Matheny as our manager.
Now,
or maybe he just wasn't going to improve while he was in Kansas City, which is also a possibility.
It took off in Baltimore. That's what he know for sure. And then he carried it over to San Diego, and that landed him a nice contract in Pittsburgh, where he hit 3 of 5 in his third game with the Buccos. And he's off to a hot start, being 4th in the batting order at right field.
Right field. Didn't really see him much in right field in Kansas City. He was always a first baseman.
Yeah, feels like Don Kelly is using O'Hearn at right field because first base is occupied by the former Blue Jay Spencer Horwitz.
Yeah.
So it's busy over at first base. All I'm going to say is I can't wait for Connor Griffin to take over the shortstop role.
Oh, yeah. But something has got to be done about O'Neal Cruz. I mean, dear Lord.
Dude.
I
have no words.
I don't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do about that. Because, wow.
Yeah, 2 of the worst plays from center field, and it's not even past the first week of the season.
No, he's already on. He's already baseball's lol cow of the week.
Oh my goodness.
Although CB Buckner may take over that just because of that game, but I mean, wow.
That was
O'Neal. My man, you can ill afford to make a mistake right now.
If you're a ball fielder, field the ball. Something like that.
Something like that, but it's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I also want to go over through some of the other notable results, such as on opening day, the opening day headliner was Guardians Mariners, which put up the best game of opening day, 6-4, the Guardians winning. And we also have some notable rookies thriving on the stage, like Chase DeLauder for the Royals.
That's the Guards.
Guardians, excuse me. I was thinking about Jack Caglianone.
Oh, yeah, Jack Caglianone is also... Hey, that's what happens when you got a couple of Italians. It can only help you.
Yep. And Kevin McGonigal for the Tigers. J.J. Wetterholt for the Cardinals.
McGonigal's about to be a beast. He's going to be a beast for the Tigers.
Who knows if he's going to take over the shortstop role later. Right now it's Javi Baez's position. But realistically, we could see McGonigal taking over shortstop soon. And as I mentioned, Wetterholt, he made the opening day roster for the Cardinals, and he's had a terrific start to his career. And Wetterholt batting a .308 to start his career. That includes today's game. He's playing shortstop. Already he has 1 home run and 4 RBIs. This kid's on fire. And some other results. The Brewers, they took care of business with their White Sox. Blowouts in the first 2 games. A comeback win in this one. Down 7-2. The Brewers won.
Jeez. Even when they get a lead, the White Sox have no hope.
Oh. And guess who it was getting the winning home run? At pinch hitter, Christian Yelich.
Christian Yelich. Yep, I figured.
Yep. They put William Contreras at DH for this game because the Brewers, they had 3 catchers. Jefferson Guerrero was the catcher. Before was Gary Sanchez and then later William Contreras. They're using Luis Rengifo, the former Angel, at third base after Caleb Durbin was shipped off to the Red Sox. I gotta say, the A's may have gone swept by the Blue Jays, but watch out for Sacramento. This is going to be a dangerous team this year.
Yeah. Just make sure you can secure wins better than your owner can secure a trademark.
I'm not gonna lie. The fact that you gave the Blue Jays a run for their money, I'm impressed by the A's here.
I'm impressed with the talent. It's just you know that they're gonna be gone in a few months. They're gonna be gone in a few months because the A's ownership is cheap.
Yeah, And props to Shea Langoliers for 2 home runs on the first game. But when you're leading 6-2, you got to hold on to it. First lesson of business for this young group. Alejandro Kirk hit the tying home run in the 9th for the Jays. And then Arnie Clement the winner in the 11th, in the second game.
Dang.
And also, welcome to Toronto, Jesus Sanchez and Kazuma Okamoto.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Sanchez had it rough with the Astros after the deadline, but so far he's looking like a natural fit at left field with the Jays. Batting second.
That's good work.
Yep. And to see New Year, same Rockies.
This really is why I don't care about the Rockies, because we all know what's going to happen.
Yep. It's just a team that likes to trip over themselves, and that's being generous.
It's not even that. They don't. Whatever is supposed to make baseball good, they are the antithesis of that, and they will continue to be the antithesis of that because their owner does not care about winning. He cares about maintaining profit margins. And that is why they will never be a serious baseball club.
Even the White Sox show promise.
The thing is, the White Sox have been showing more promise than the Rockies since even when they were at their worst, because there was, oh man, I got no comment on the Rockies because they're not worth anyone's time. Sorry, Rockies fans, but your team just does not. They do not warrant any interest because they do not. The players may try, but the ownership does not.
And that's frustrating about them.
Yeah.
Well, let's shift over to a more positive note, and let's see here. Oh, welcome to Texas, Mackenzie Gore. 7 strikeouts in his Rangers debut in his first game with them. And Brandon Nimmo, 2 of 4 in his third game with the Rangers. The Rangers won 8-3 over the Phillies. Andrew McCutchen made the opening day roster for the Rangers. He's batting .444 in his first 3 games. And I have to say that this Rangers team kind of looks sneaky, but sneaky could mean anything. They did replace Adolis Garcia with Nimmo. Immediately, that's paid off dividends. Wyatt Langford has to break out of this funk. All right, we're getting set for the third period. We're underway here. Carolina is down by 2. And you know what they say, the most dangerous lead in hockey is a 2-goal lead. Here is Svechnikov. His shot is stopped by Dobeš. This puck ends up behind his crease. Svechnikov goes back for a long one-timer by Aho that missed. Held inside by Carolina. Immediately, the Hurricanes are working this puck. And this is going to be a penalty against Nick Suzuki. We're going to see if it's cross-checking or boarding. They're going to rule a tripping, not cross-checking or boarding. I thought it was going to be cross-checking for that part. A one-timer that went wide for Aho. We'll see if lightning can strike twice for the Hurricanes. Arm was up in the air, and the Canadiens will be without their best penalty killer for this penalty kill. The next 2 minutes, just 29 seconds into the third, Jordan Staal up against Jake Evans. Another good penalty killer for Montreal. This is a false start off the draw. So we'll have to do this over again. Carolina's outshooting Montreal 26-14. So do it over again. Staal wins the faceoff this time cleanly. Jarvis fires on a shot pass to Svechnikov. He'll go to Aho, left circle. Back to the point. It is Gostisbehere walking the blue line. Fighting Aho again, left point. Down low is Jarvis. He looks. Centering pass, tied up with Staal. Back to the point. Gostisbehere. Here's Svechnikov. Centering pass. No deflection in there. Jarvis going to Aho. Sebastian Aho walks left circle. Aho going to Jarvis. Aho again. Near quarter. Back out for Gostisbehere. Long shot. Wide. Joe Veleno can't get this out. Gostisbehere's turnaround pass just held in by Aho. Sebastian Aho looks back for Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere surveys his options. Aho one more time. Across the ice. Gostisbehere. Svechnikov fires. Save Dobeš. And he'll smother it. 1:13 into this power play. And some updates. Still, we're keeping an eye on the other 3 games. Still, the score is the exact same. Columbus-Boston is back on. Mike Matheson exits to the bench. And the second unit comes on for the Canes. Stankoven, Hall, Blake, Ehlers, and Nikishin. Cleared out by Montreal off this faceoff. Freddie Anderson will play this one out. 8th ranked power play in the league are the Hurricanes. 51 for 216. Here come the Canes down the right side. Jackson Blake. First one there is Caden Goulet's played by Kapanen, who got stick lifted. Stankoven's on the hold. Right around for Ehlers. Nikolai Ehlers wants to drop back. He instead passed it in front. Goulet's there, losing an edge was Blake. This is fired out onto the Canes zone with 36 left on this power play. Landers can go with Anderson, and Nikishin will let this one move up. Nikishin towards the right side. Moved up for Ehlers. Hall, return feed for Ehlers. He gets cut up by Matheson. Slap clear all the way out. 20 seconds left on this man advantage, and Anderson will play this one behind his net for Nikishin. Alexander Nikishin Looks to move up. He'll drop back for Ehlers. Ehlers towards the right. Here is Jackson Blake. Curl and drag move inside out. Gets dispossessed. Here's the long slapper that's blocked by Veleno. Power play is over. Canes hold it. Intercepted. And this will bounce out. And Taylor Hall will prevent this breakout. Here is Stankoven centering pass. Dropped it off for Ehlers. Jackson Blake. Caught up by Noah Dobson. Suzuki left it behind. Here is a 3-on-2. Suzuki will instead head to the bench. Alex Newhook stops. And Montreal surveys around. Ivan Demidov chipped away off the stick. And Carolina gets it out. Intercepted pass by Suzuki. He looks for Demidov's direction. Suzuki still out there at the near corner. Double teamed. And Carolina will skate this out to center. Lane Hudson will restart. Hudson backs up. Goes to Struble. Back for Hudson. Hudson once again carrying this one behind Dobeš. Third line's out there for Carolina. Hudson fakes the slap pass to Veleno. And here he brings the breakout. Up the far side. This is a foot race canceled out by Anderson. Dangerously played this to the near half boards towards Veleno's direction. Off the tie-up. Played by Slavin to Chatfield. And off this tangle up, this will be a foot race for this puck. Which will not be an icing. Up the far half boards. Kept in by Carolina. This is played to the bench. Caden Goulet delivers a hit. There's no penalty here. I think this was deflected out. Just had a power play that just ended. So we still have a big hit. There was a big hit on Oliver Kapanen. It was delivered by William Carey. He plastered this man onto the ice. No penalty for that. And Carolina is glad there's no penalty. So meanwhile, there's a penalty against Nashville, Matthew Wood, for high sticking. Carrier has delivered 149 hits this season. This faceoff is in the Montreal zone. One by the Habs, Caden Goulet can't clear this one out as it's held in by Nikitin. On the backhand, held in by Martinook, or rather Ehlers. Nikolai Ehlers backhand feed to Stahl. It's loose in the slot. Dobej holds his own. Oh man, Jakub Dobeš is doing it to Carolina again. And somewhere Carey Price would be proud. I know it may be a stretch, but with the recent goaltending performances from Montreal, this is the best that the Habs goaltenders have looked. Both Jacob Fowler and Jakub Dobeš. Which brings the Habs an interesting question once they clinch a playoff spot. Who are they going to trust in game one? Whether it be Fowler or Dobeš. Because one thing's for certain, they're not going to rely on Sam Montembeault. The shot fired wide, as this is slapping clear, did not get it out. Stahl is on the hole, near side, he cuts in. Dobeš saw that one all the way. Bodu can't clear it, glove down by Martinook because he's pinned by the Habs bench. The Habs do get it out, and the Canes will restart with possession at their own zone. They are outshooting the Canadiens 31-14, but they have seen this story oh so well. Shane Gostisbehere looks towards the point. Jake Evans cut off the pass. Evans gets it out. Carolina will restart. Back at their own zone. This is Keandre Miller. Skating this with Sebastian Aho. Miller fades through Aho! He fired it off the post! And Carolina will keep this in. Aho mishandled this pass as he controls it to the near corner. Svechnikov gets away from Suzuki. Comes out in front for Jarvis. Aho's on it. Gets it. Some stick lifts from Mike Matheson at the far half boards. And the Habs get it out. Poked away. Here comes Suzuki. 2-on-1 here of Caufield. Suzuki curl and drag. The pass missed Caufield. And yet another penalty is coming up. This one going against Carolina. Andrei Svechnikov is the guilty party. He was caught on the back check. It's a hooking penalty. Where the stick position was, we'll have to see where it is. As Suzuki went on a curl and drag route, he's definitely hooked Caufield. But that was basically the only way that Svechnikov could get It's a graze the hands. And a good chance from Aho just hit the crossbar. Oh my goodness. Here's Lane Hudson as he sets up left circle. Caufield fakes the shot and couldn't get one away as Martin cleared all the way down. 8 shots for the Habs on the power play today. They fired twice on the last one, in which they scored thanks to Nick Suzuki. Here he is with speed going up the middle. Suzuki inside out on Chatfield. Chatfield stayed with him. Slavin gets it all the way down through the air, and Dobeš will start up from the far corner. He'll play this one behind for Lane Hudson. This 5-man unit has been well known. Hudson, Suzuki, Swiftkovsky, Caufield, and the rookie Demidov. Nick Suzuki walks in on Chatfield. Suzuki goes back for Lane Hudson at the point. Long shot, stopped by Freddie Anderson. It goes out of play. Whistle stops play. And we have a recent update, Ian. Both Nashville and Tampa Bay have exchanged goals.
Wow. So it's 2-2 now?
It is 2 goals for both teams in a 20-second span. Brandon Hagel is the Tampa Bay goal scorer, assisted by Jake Gensel. Philip Forsberg is the Nashville goal scorer, assisted by Fedor Svechkov. And who I believe is their defenseman number 83, Adam Wilsby. 1:12 to go in this power play. Won by the Canes. Grabbed by Eric Robinson. He gets it out. And Jakub Dobeš from the Ohio State University plays it up. 1 minute left as Dobson drops it back. That's on the power play. Alex Newhook carries this in. Gallagher gets tied up. And Robinson will fling this one out instead of forcing a 2-on-1. Dobeš will play this one behind. Over to Dobson. 40 seconds left. And once again, it is Newhook. Carrying it with Bolduc. Newhook. Going down low for Bolduc. Zach Bolduc gets watched out. Gallagher keeps it. Walker. Taking it away from Kapanen. Playing it away from Kapanen. Bolduc was there. From the far half boards. He's surveying. Play across for Gallagher. Waits. Fires. That's deflected wide. Zach Bolduc again with 15 seconds. Going around the boards for Kapanen. Back in the left point is Bolduc. From the far half boards. Kapanen's there. Bolduc as well. Going back for Dobson, and that's broken up. Here's a 2-on-1 to end the power play. Here's a shot that's stopped, and it's swept away. And Brendan Gallagher's there. A 2-on-1 chance, short-handed, was turned away. Svechnikov comes back with it. He fires high. Bounced off the boards, and Dobson was there to alter the shot trajectory. Montreal's pass was knocked down. Here is Jacob Slavin keeping it at the point. Long one-timer by Svechnikov. That hit the boards. And Dobeš has been excellent here in the crease. Jacob Slavin keeping this in. Seth Jarvis tries a long shot that fired wide. Svechnikov on the hole behind the crease. Svechnikov gets stick lifted. Here's Chatfield with a long drive. That bounced off the boards again. Several chances hitting the boards. And here's a hit that sent one of the Habs flying. And that leveled Alex Newhook. Nick Suzuki gets it to Zach Bolduc. And as it's wrapped around, we're staying 5-on-5. No arm is up in the air. Svechnikov finding Aho, 2-on-2. Sebastian Aho sets up Jalen Chatfield. He gets tangled up, looking for help. Chatfield going away from Caufield. Lane Hudson intercepts the pass. It's delivered at the far corner to Montreal as Nick Suzuki can't get this outstretched pass. Moving back, it is Taylor Hall. Inside out move once. Caufield was there to break that one up. And Caufield comes back, 2-on-3. Caufield walks in himself. Drop pass off. Almost broken up. Slavkovsky still with it. From the near corner. Nick Suzuki joins in on the battle. Suzuki pries it free. Looking for the right circle that's broken up. Hall drops back. Here's Stankoven. Sends it in deep. Logan Stankoven outmuscles his man Jake Evans as Hall goes behind it. Pass in front. Dobeš stops that one on Nikishin. Nikishin keeps his one alive. Finds Hall at the right point. Taylor Hall. Saucer passes Shane Gostisbehere. He works it down low. Back for Nikishin, right circle. Across the ice for Stankoven. Logan Stankoven finding a hot Jackson Blake that just came off the bench. The pass missed, and Montreal will get this one out. For center ice, and they will clear. Logan Stankoven once again with this. Stankoven will drop it back, and nobody was there. Jake Evans brings this back. Evans on the far side. Fires one off Anderson. A second chance there for Joe Veleno. Veleno surveys. Twists and turns around. Falls down. Stankoven was there. Blake too. But on the hold is Montreal. Long shot from Evans fired wide. Nikishin loosened the edge for a bit. The Habs hold it. From the far half boards, now behind the net. Veleno trying to get some more insurance here for the Habs. This bouncing puck is collected by Lane Hudson. Past the halfway mark of this third period. Hudson has Struble in front. And out comes Jordan Staal on this third line sign. Carolina has scored twice here in the second half of this third period. Moved up front. This pass missed. Montreal's reinforcements. Alex Newhill comes in. Lane Hudson gets it out. This will be picked up now by the Canes. Nikolai Ehlers takes it up the ice. The Danish Speedster moves up across. Holding against Martinook. Long shot. Glove save. Dobeš. Picked up by Carolina at center ice by Sean Walker. They'll set up for Nikolai Ehlers as he evades one man. Ehlers sets up Jordan Staal. Another shot. That missed. And it's Keandre Miller. This puck exits out. Carolina has to get reset. Keandre Miller sends it on the backhand. He'll get the return feed on back. Carolina changing lines. They get the Staal line out. And they'll get reset with the fourth line led by Mark Jankowski. Miller sends it on toward the far corner. Caden Goulet swept away by Montreal, but good pressure by Eric Robinson trying to take this back for the Canes. Robinson, Carrier, and Slavin all there at the near corner. They're all being watched. Philip Deneau is also there. Fans are impatient. They want to see some movement from this puck. It's kicked out. Play towards the right point to Chatfield. Delivered down low. Intercepted by Alex Carrier. William Carrier with it on the back end. Poke checked away. The Habs get it out. This is batted down by Evans at center ice. Robinson's there. And Montreal pick it back up. And Montreal's not playing a bad defensive game either. The goaltender's been stealing the show. But one of their underrated aspects is their team defense. And improvement has been there steadily. But not exactly at under 3 goals per game. Icy against the Habs, so we do not have an ice scrapage just yet. And the Bruins are on the board in Charlie McAvoy. The assist from Pavel Zacha and Victor Arvidsson. It is the end of second period between Michigan and Minnesota Duluth. The Lightning have scored. An old friend of theirs, Corey Perry. This gets cleared out by Montreal after a shot block. Sean Walker will reset with it. This is kept in by Suzuki. Here is Slavkovsky who gets tied up. Freeing up space for Caufield, who missed the net and loses stick. Andrei Svechnikov trying to clear this one out. He cannot. Slavkovsky's on the hold. He gets dispossessed of the puck, and this comes out to center ice. Suzuki. Slavkovsky brings it back in. 2-on-1. Here's Caufield. Caufield fires. Save Anderson. Puck is still alive. Keandre Miller. And there's one of the Hurricanes in some pain. We'll have to check on the status. Here's Seth Jarvis walking in. Jarvis gets tied up, and Montreal will have some numbers back. Skating with it is Veleno. He gets this one back. Taylor Hall gets bodied off. Jake Evans almost took this one away in Carolina. Moves this one for Hall. Taylor Hall. 2-on-2 into the Montreal zone. Backhands it in deep for Nikishin. Off the near corner. He'll fling it for Logan Stankoven. Long one-timer. And that's stopped by Dobeš. Puck is loose in front of the slot. It's fired wide. Jackson Blake retrieves. Left circle. Drops back for Gossespierre. Gossespierre fires this one wide. Actually, it was blocked by Brendan Gallagher. Mike Matheson on the retrieval. Jake Evans gets this one out. And Montreal gets some changes. Jackson Blake will control from center ice. Blake walks it himself. Blake loses it. Brendan Gallagher there. On the near half boards. Whistle blown. Too many men on the ice against Montreal. So Carolina will get to the power play when we return here at Raleigh. Well, and just as we were talking about Boston getting on the board, this is a brand new game in Columbus. Pavel Zacha has scored on the power play. Not good news for a Blue Jackets team that went on a hot run ever since Rick Bowness was hired to replace Dean Evason. Charlie McAvoy and Victor Arvidsson had the assist. McAvoy was the goal scorer for Boston to begin the scoring. And the assist on the Corey Perry goal, Jake Gensel and Emil Lilleberg. Oh, and wait a minute. Am I seeing this correctly? Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Please. Please. Oh. Is this real?
What?
Did UConn just eliminate Duke? We haven't seen it yet though, but it is a 1-point game. And UConn's called their final timeout with tenths of a second left. UConn is about to commit the comeback. They trailed this game by 19 points, and they're tenths of a second away from upsetting Duke.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my, please. Oh my goodness.
Please let this be real. It would be so funny.
Oh.
Please.
That momentum from the Michigan State game carried over to this game. It will be a second straight year in which a choke job will be filled in by, would be outpaced by another choke job by Duke. All right. The one serving the penalty is Ivan Demidov, and it's official. It's a comeback of a lifetime for the UConn Huskies. Your final score, 73-72. More on this later. Once we get at another stoppage for an ice scrapage, Montreal gets this one out of the zone. Oh my goodness. Well, UConn meet Houston among teams that have committed large comebacks against Duke. Here's Svechnikov centering passes blocked, and the Habs can't get this one out the first time they will on the second effort. Less than 6 minutes to go. Oh my goodness. We can't believe what we just saw. Here's Ehlers to Aho, right side, as Carolina wants to hit a goal that will get them within one. They have 5:26 to work with. Here's Svechnikov, back for Gostisbehere. Right circle now, it is Jarvis. Seth Jarvis goes back for Gostisbehere. Shane Gostisbehere to Andrei Svechnikov, who holds. Gostisbehere fakes the one-timer. Going back for Gostisbehere, and here's a shot block here from Dano. A second chance, another block. Noah Dobson there, sweeping pass to get away from Kapanen. And here's Nikolai Ehlers towards the slot, waiting. It's Aho. He waited too long. Another shot went wide. Svechnikov to Gostisbehere with 36 on the man advantage. 4:50 in the game. Here's Nikolai Ehlers going back. Here's Seth Jarvis. Takes one up. That's wide. Swept away by Montreal, and here's Noah Dobson. Seth Jarvis was caught sweeping there, and Dobson just softly cleared this one down. A Husky comeback. Oh my goodness. Can you believe that? Here's Taylor Hall. Logan Stankoven gets tied up from the right circle, and Montreal will run out the rest of this penalty kill. Well, one last clear, and Ivan Demidov is on the ice. So not a lot of shots on that power play chance. Braylon Mullins with one of the greatest shots in March Madness history. A 35-footer to win it. Oh, man. Can you believe that? Glove saved by Dobeš, as this is not cleared by Montreal. Now it is. And the Canes will start from their own end. Here's Taylor Hall. Partial break here. Kick save Dobeš. And the Habs will bring this out to center ice. The Canes looking to bring this back in. Jackson Blake will bring this one back. And he'll restart. All the Caden Boozer had to do was hold the ball. And this long shot from Nikolai Ehlers is gloved down by Jakub Dobeš. We'll get a nice scrapage. Oh. Oh my goodness.
Congratulations, Duke. You have officially choked again. I mean, can we just start calling Duke King Joffrey? Do you get that reference, Alec?
Oh, him. Oh, the Midas touch? Or what is this?
No, King Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
Oh, King. I mean, outside of 2015 with Grayson out, with a freshman Grayson Allen and Tyus Jones, what else do they have? Because Duke is known for choking. Oh my. I mean, they're the Kansas Jayhawks of the East Coast. Changed my mind.
That is the truth. That is the absolute truth. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes.
That what an epic choke. 19 points and you had this in the bag and kablooey. Oh, you know what? Give me UConn to win it all if it's not Illinois.
Yeah, I agree. Because right now they're putting up they have the most legitimate case right now to be the winners of the whole tourney.
Oh, dude, I can't believe this. I mean, UConn has the best case, but for our sakes, we're hoping it's Illinois.
That is correct.
Right. Jakub Dobeš has faced the Hurricanes twice before the season. He's won both previous games. 93 shots against Carolina. And the Canes are pulling the goaltender here, and this shot from almost 200 feet misses the net. Oh my goodness. 3:11 to go here in the third. But Montreal wanted the long shot and they missed it. Minnesota Duluth, by the way, is on the board. The goal scorer is Harper Betts, 36 seconds into the third period. That's the most recent update. It is still the game score. Tampa over Nashville 3-2. Columbus 3-2 over Boston. They're in the third period. Long shot from Gostisbehere. The rebound is still free. It goes wide. Ehlers on the hole towards the left point. Seth Jarvis fighting Sebastian Aho. At the left circle, Nick Suzuki pins this man to the wall. Svetikov trying to pry this one free. He finds Aho. Back towards the point. It is Jarvis. Aho one more time. His shot's blocked by Suzuki. And this one goes out. Excellent defense from Suzuki. And Jarvis has to play keep away from Slavkovsky, who is hounding him. He just finds the approaching defenseman Gostisbehere. And Gostisbehere will start this attack. Looking towards the left side. He'll instead fire it right side. Picked up by Noah Dobson, who's bumped off the puck by Ehlers at the near corner. Towards the right side, it is Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere going down low at the left circle. Back towards the point. It is Jarvis. Plays the far corner. To Ehlers. He surveys again. Ehlers goes back. It is Gostisbehere. Ehlers fakes the one-timer. Now he fires it around on the shot pass. Panned around at the right side. This will be Brendan Gallagher who can skate this one home. Gallagher. That shot is blocked. He'll be picked up by Suzuki. And this rebound, a long one. The Canes will pick it back up. That went off of Blake's stick, and here's Seth Jarvis around. Jarvis to Aho. Sebastian Aho plays it behind the net for Hall. He got stick with it, and it's kept in by Blake. Montreal will try again. They'll look for the empty net. Long pass. This will be Joe Veleno with a chance to end it. This is blocked. He'll go after his own rebound, but he's beat out. 1:33 to go. Canes need 2. Let's go Canes chance here. It's Alexander Nikishin waiting with this puck. Firing around for the far side. Every second ticking by. Montreal is a second closer to victory, but that's obvious there. Caden Goulet ties up his man. Goulet gets this one out. 1:14 to go. Canes get some changes here. Nikishin waiting with it. 70 seconds left. Nikishin drops back. This will be played by Blake as he goes up the far side, firing around the boards. 1 minute to go. Alex Carey is the first one to the puck. Taylor Hall's there, so is Mark Jankowski. 6-on-5 the rest of the way, assuming there are no penalties. Puck play behind the net to Jackson Blake. He gets tangled up. No call there, and Montreal can't ice it. Pass is blocked. Veleno can't play it. 40 seconds ago. Played over to Jackson Blake, but misplayed it. It is Mike Matheson over at the far boards, and the Habs get this one out. What a series it's been for the Montreal Canadiens against the Carolina Hurricanes. It's been a goaltending showcase, played to perfection. Jake Evans to the empty net. It is blocked, but Jakub Dobeš has been picture perfect all 3 games against the Carolina Hurricanes. He stopped 41 shots in the second game. Here he's going to save 35. All 3 of those games, he has won for the Canadiens. It's a season series sweep for Montreal over Carolina. 3-1, the final here in Raleigh.
So, when the postseason comes around, it is quite obvious who is going to be priority number 1 for the Hurricanes.
Now, if this was a 1-8 format, I would agree with you that Montreal is going to be the top priority. That this needs to be taken care of. And Carolina losing in regulation is good news for both the Buffalo Sabres and the Tampa Bay Lightning, as Buffalo is one game ahead. Carolina still has 1 game in hand on Buffalo. Tampa Bay, assuming they win, they would be the Eastern Conference leader based on points. They're up 3-2 against Nashville. We're going to watch out with an eye here. Columbus is up 3-2 on Boston. And you know what? Since I'm feeling it right now, I'm calling both games.
Do it, good man.
All right. Here we go. Boston, Columbus. Tampa Bay, Nashville. I'm getting both feeds up right now. All right. Time to get the party started. All right, so we're getting to this 3-2. So I have both games on right now. 3:40 is left. Here is Hampus Lindholm towards the right point. Sent over towards Lindholm again. Holding it right side, Yoki Haru. Lindholm, long shot, deflected. Stopped by Greaves. And Columbus wanting to get this one out, in which they will. Boston is in desperation mode. It is Jeremy Swayman in net for the Bruins. Jet Greaves for the Blue Jackets. Henry Yoki Haru sends it in deep. Boston trying to get the equalizer here with less than 3 minutes to go. Here they come up the middle. Long shot stopped by Greaves. And this rebound is behind the nets. Columbus picks it up, trying to get this one out. They will. The center ice. Picked up now by Elias Lindholm, or was that Fraser Minson? Well, I don't see Eve 93. And now walking in for a shot here. It is a save by Greaves. My goodness, that was a dangerous chance. Boone Jenner had a dangerous one, but couldn't get by Donovan Aspero, who has been promising as a rookie, playing next to Charlie McAvoy. So over towards Nashville and Tampa Bay. It's 3-2 there with Tampa leading. Going this one opposite side. And Tampa Bay wanting to wrap this one up with a win. Played in deep, and Darren Radish will get this one up. Played to Paul. And moved up here for Tampa Bay has a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Glove save on and then with 5:02 left. So this will bring a stoppage here. J.J. Moser. Well, it's not exactly a stoppage there past the under 6 break. So we have you bonus coverage here of Columbus and Boston. Tampa Bay and Nashville, the teams that I mentioned first, are up 3-2 against their respective opponents. But that long shot was like the Damian Lillard shot for Portland against OKC. We know what happened afterwards is Portland couldn't get by the Western Conference Final. And 6 years after that, OKC became NBA champions. First time since 1979 when they were known as the Supersonics. And it's been confirmed that Las Vegas and Seattle are getting expansion NBA franchises.
Well then.
All right. So we'll see how this goes. Perhaps we don't know what's going to happen and with the team name, who they're going to name it. If it's the Supersonics or if it's going to be another team name. I posted the shot from UConn from 35 feet out. False start against Nashville on this faceoff. All right, so I had the screens a little too small, so I had to put them side by side to get a better view at it. Yanni Gord and Eric Halla on the faceoff dot to the right of Oninen. And to the left of Greaves, it is won by Columbus. And Eric Goodbranson trying to get this one out. Here's paired next to Ivan Provorov. Boston tried to tie it up after being down by 3. Markus Nadinov trying to get this one for Boston. As is a puck battle along the near corner. Goodbranson's also there. So was Hampus Lindholm. Tie up. Meanwhile, Tampa rushes back with Lilleberg, picking it up with 4:20 to go. So we're paying attention to the Boston game with 2:12 to go because the Bruins need to pull their goaltender. They can't do it so now. Provorov can't clear this one out. Hampus Lindholm is on the keep. Kuznetsov right behind Greaves' net. He sends it towards the left point. Lindholm towards McAvoy. Long shot blocked in front. Rebound. Could not be cleared by Boone Jenner. Held inside by Boston. Columbus seeing the empty net. Can't get this one down. Picked up by McAvoy. Long shot from Gergensen was tied up. Loose in the slot. And Oninen is sprawling. Can't pick this one up. Here come the Bruins. Say this one in deep. Columbus trying to get this one out. It is held in by McAvoy. Glove down by the Bruins. Kept in on the backhand. This juggled off of Mikey Esamont. Or rather, David Pasternak. Pasternak goes down low. Arvidsson in front. Sharp angle shot. Stopped by Greaves. Dante Fabro ties him up. Whistle is blown. With 1:16 left. They're going to put the focus on the Blue Jackets Bruins game. We're going to see if Marco Sturm calls timeout. So the Blue Jackets come back. If Arvidsson setting up, he tried a sharp angle shot on Jet Greaves. He missed that. And Arvidsson was trying to point if it's in. I don't think it ever made its way in. Did not fully cross the line. We have an overhead look. Steven Stamkos wins the faceoff. Walking inside, it's Marchessault. Johansson with the save. And getting shoved down. And now the refs are reviewing this play to see if this is a goal or a save by Greaves. The net is empty on Boston's side. Marco Sturm has called timeout just in case. 3:21 is left between Tampa and Nashville. 1:16 between Boston and Columbus. They're checking to see if the puck completely crossed the line. We're staying with you the rest of the way. Montreal's already won their game, 3-1. If you're just joining us, this is bonus coverage of NHL hockey. The Dallas-Philadelphia game is already underway. We're just covering the endings of Columbus, Boston, Tampa Bay, Nashville. Stoppage here is Nashville trying to tie their game up. 2:59 left with Johansson making a save. They have just confirmed that no goal has been scored. The puck did not completely cross the line. So, the save stands from Greaves. 76 seconds remain. So we're getting a look inside the net. Columbus fans cheering in that aftermath. So it's Yanni Gourde and Eric Haula on this faceoff. Gourde wins it. Lilleberg in trouble. McDonough trying to help him. He gets stick lifted. The Bolts do clear it out. This is McDonough's second stint with the Lightning. It's brought back in by the Preds. Inside out, moved right side by Wood. Or rather, Marchessault. Here is Shea, who'll deliver it long one-timer. Kick save, Johansson. Now back over to Columbus. It's a face-off win by Zacha. Here's Pasternak. Fires a long one-timer. Stopped by Greaves. And Columbus does get it out. Pasternak picks it up. He's getting it away from Charlie Coyle, the former Boston Bruin. And hometown boy from Weymouth, Massachusetts. Coyle doesn't have his stick. Here is Victor Arvidsson as he drops it. Pasternak. Penalty coming up against Columbus. Pasternak. One-timer left side. That's up high. And it bounces out of the zone. Pasternak. He cranks it out towards the net. And Werenski can't touch it up. Now he does. And the penalty will now be called. 41.4 seconds of power play time. This is a kick save by Johansson off of Svechkov. Tripping penalty against Coyle. He loses stick. This is actually Boone Jenner called for the trip. McAvoy was cutting through. It's a tripping penalty against Boone Jenner. And now another timeout called. This one by Columbus. 1:18 to go in the Tampa game as Jake Gensel ties up his man. Nashville trying to get the equalizer. Justus Onanen has not yet been pulled. Pass towards the right for Stamkos. And now Onanen finally gets pulled with 1:05. How long did that take? 1 minute to go. On towards the right side, Stamkos sends it down deep around O'Reilly. Held in by Roman Josi, looking for O'Reilly. O'Reilly towards the right for Stamkos. Back to O'Reilly, a pass blocked. Stamkos, O'Reilly, tied up. At the near quarters, brought back out for Roman Josi. Josi delivers it over the right side. Long shot. Or as a shot pass. Puck is down at the... It comes towards the side of the cage. Here's Victor Arvidsson. One-timer, Stamkos in front. Never made towards the net. Scramble at the front, in front of Greaves. Arvidsson! Can't bury it! 25 seconds. It's swept away. Held in by Morgan Geek as he saucers it across. Pasternak is tied up. David Pasternak centering pass. One-timer. Fired one is blocked. Comes out in front. Charlie Coyle also tied up. Chaos into the net. They score! They score! With 11 seconds left. Boston's tied it. Just as Tampa wins their game 3-2, the Boston Bruins have come back from the dead.
Heck of a time to do it.
Oh my goodness. They get a power play at the best possible time. Charlie Coyle had trouble clearing it. And Pavel Zacha picks up the loose puck. Ends up spinning back in front. And Zacha gets the Bruins at least 1 point in this game. Forcing overtime in all likelihood. Oh man. This is March. And when it applies to college basketball, this is an appropriate setting. March equals madness.
Yes, it does.
And we are headed to overtime. fans booing the Blue Jackets as a result of this blown 3-goal lead. So what a turn of events here in Columbus. The Blue Jackets look to be in full control. They have lost said control. And now it's the penalties that have been plaguing the Blue Jackets. Of course, the fighting has been everywhere. Tanner Jeannot and Eric Branson, Mark Castro and Matthew Olivier. And then the Blue Jackets continue shooting themselves in the foot with penalties in the third period. Cole Sillinger slashing. Boone Jenner tripping. Boone Jenner again. Tripping again. So now, with overtime on the horizon, let's make our picks. One from each team. Who scores here?
Bruins, Pasternak. Blue Jackets, Werenski. I'm gonna go with the Superstars by their team.
All right, I'm gonna go with. For me, I'm gonna go with Denton Matejchuk for Columbus. I'm gonna go with an unlikely hero, and for Boston, I'm going Fraser Minton. Sorry, Toronto. So I'm picking depth players, but Minton's proving himself to be a very valuable piece. Carlo for Minton and a first. That trade ended up blowing up in Toronto's face. It's just like it's like Andrew Raycroft for Tuukka Rask all over again.
Stop. They're already dead.
I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but oh goodness. That was it. Alright, so we have Pavel Zacha and David Pasternak to take this face-off. Oh my. Oh. And once again, thank you, Yukon Huskies. Oh man.
It's real, Alec. Duke choked again.
Off the opening face-off, Adam Fantilli wins it, the former Michigan Wolverine. Speaking of Michigan State, Yukon, the madness is in March. And this isn't just in basketball, it's in hockey too. Shout out to the Wisconsin Badgers and the Denver Pioneers. We're just seconds into overtime. Here's Zach Werenski looking to avoid disaster. This puck comes loose in front. Here comes Boston looking to cap off this comeback. 2-on-2 on the way back. Mara Kuznetsov towards the slot. Drops back. Pasternak cycles around. Pasternak surveys again. Walking the point. Pasternak left circle. Pasternak fires. Blocked in front. And Columbus have a chance to get back the other way. Stick lifted was Werenski. He'll instead have to go back all the way to Marchenko at his own zone. Breakout pass. Fantilli had his pocket picked. Werenski, or rather Pasternak, mishandled it. This will be dropped for Kuznetsov. Trying to fight through two Jackets. That didn't go as expected. Jet Greaves, away from Pasternak. He'll go to Dante Fabro, the former Nashville Predator. Marchenko. 1:15 into overtime. Charlie Coyle overskated and lost an edge. He'll go across and take this one out. Ivan Provorov goes all the way back. Didn't like what he sees. Cole Sillinger comes on. Provorov drops it off. Here is Sillinger and Coyle together on the ice. Sillinger activating speed. Sillinger fires. Rebound! Wide of the net. Two good chances to end it, and here come the Bruins. Provorov intercepting the pass that went too far from Hampus Lindholm. Provorov in control. 2 minutes into OT. Ivan Provorov drops back. Didn't like what he saw, so instead he'll retreat. Cole Sillinger taking his time with his puck. Sillinger for Matejchuk. Matejchuk fires. Kick save. The rebound comes back towards the right circle. And that's swept away by Arvidsson. Race for this puck. And that's Nikita Zadorov who comes to a stop. He'll deliver to Pavel Zacha. Zacha. Hard one-timer fired wide by Pasternak. 88 miles an hour. Zadorov with it again. Halfway in this overtime, 2-on-1 as Zacha takes it slowly. Pastrnak ran out of space there as Matejchuk ties him up. At the near corner, Sean Monahan comes out. Monahan tried to pry it free. Matejchuk gets it to him, but it's too far for him as McAvoy keeps it in. Charlie McAvoy gets it on his backhand for Pastrnak. Hounded down. Pastrnak hounded down by Marchenko again. There's the left side. Fresh off the ice at the bench is Middlestat. Casey Middlestat. One-timer. Pastrnak grabbed by Greaves. And he'll keep the play alive. 3 minutes gone in OT. Monahan makes his way to the bench. Jackets are making a change as Marchenko waits. Reloads, gets to Werenski. Adam Fantilli is out there again. Werenski calmly with it. Over to Fantilli. Fantilli fires. It is wide. O'Hara is stopped by Swayman with 1:42 left. This is why you love overtime in the regular season. On an hour ago, the Toronto Raptors went on a 31-0 run, the largest unanswered run in the play-by-play era in the NBA history. Timeout Columbus. Rick Bowness is going to talk over his players. Oh, man. I just can't... I'm just seeing some more tweets about the Vegas firing of Bruce Cassidy. Let's go here. They went from Marc-Andre Fleury to Robin Lehner to Aiden Hill. That was Kelly McCrimmon's doing. Lehner's contract was made by McCrimmon. The Aiden Hill contract, Kelly McCrimmon. Carter Hart contract, McCrimmon. No true replacement for Alex Pietrangelo, McCrimmon. No prospects in the system, McCrimmon. They have a possession of minimal draft picks, McCrimmon's doing. They acquired a $12 million winger instead of repairing the defense, McCrimmon. Playing a $12 million elite right winger at center while William Carlson is injured, well, that's Bruce Cassidy. Third place in the Pacific, could be Cassidy, but most of the damage was done by McCrimmon. As we're back here on the ice, Adam Fantilli and Pavel Zacha, like we saw at the opening faceoff of overtime. Fantilli's 8 for 17, Zacha 8 for 16. Tie up, Pastrnak gets knocked down. The Bruins grab a hold of the puck. Right behind Swayman. Playing it over to Zacha. 1:30 to go here in overtime. Zacha crisscrossing with Pastrnak. 2-on-2. Pastrnak cutting to the net. Inside out! Oh, what a play by Columbus! To strip Pastrnak of the puck. Hampus Lindholm is being rushed by Fantilli. Here's the breakout, and Pastrnak missed the breakaway! He missed the breakaway! Zach Werenski back with this. It's moved up for Fantilli. Stick with it by Fraser Minton. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Minton drops. Lindholm, save! Rebound! Swept away! Held in by Lindholm. Glove down. With Fantilli watching. Pass back towards the left wing. It's Kuznetsov. Allows for a change from the Bruins. Partial change for the Blue Jackets. And Kuznetsov comes back with it. Kuznetsov to the net. Comes right on in front! Stopped by Greaves! 35 seconds left. Here's McAvoy. Crisscrossing. Left circle. McAvoy drops it. Kuznetsov fires. Blocked. He'll be picked up again by the Bruins. Kuznetsov for McAvoy again. He'll retrieve again. And Kuznetsov will head to the bench. Coming off is Elias Lindholm. Dropped it off Pastrnak and McAvoy. McAvoy with 8 seconds. Pastrnak 7 seconds. 6 seconds. Pastrnak fires. Save Greaves with 5.2. There are Jackets who are dead tired on the ice, needing to get off. Oh my goodness. And Mara Kuznetsov had several good chances, and Jet Greaves made the save of the game. Oh my goodness. You were hyping up this game a lot, and for very good reason. All right, so 5.2 seconds left. We stay 5-on-2. Pavel Zacha and Charlie Coyle. 8-17 against 8-16. Won by Zacha. As they go back for Pastrnak. His long shot deflected. And it's stopped by Greaves. With point 2. Pavel Zacha at the perfect deflection. A power play goal earlier that was similar to that. But sometimes these games end usually on a strange bounce. And after this, in all likelihood, we're going to overtime. 0.2 seconds left. Not enough time for a quick shot off the face-off. Unless they have a quick reaction. Boston has shot Columbus 37-24. Everybody's lined up right in front of Greaves. 0.6. McAvoy is ready. And now we're going to a shootout on a Sunday night in Columbus. One team is going to win 4-3. Boston's hoping to complete the comeback, while Columbus is looking to avert it. And as we look at shootout records, the Bruins are 3-3. The Blue Jackets are 6-1. And we have our first ever ABS ejection. The Orioles challenge it. Gets called a strike. The call is overturned. And somebody on the Twins gets ejected. That was photo of Alex Cora getting ejected. Arguing a strike call, which the home plate umpire did not appeal to the first base umpire. Oh my goodness. So Kent Johnson has been scratched from the lineup for Columbus. They do not have one of their best weapons out there. Oh, and Charlie Coyle is going to work its way out there. He's been good in the clutch for Columbus. He's on the bench. Connor Garland also there on the bench. They were on opposite ends when Linus Ullmark joined the list of goaltenders scoring a goal. Now here's Adam Fantilli going first. Rivals with Ohio State while his time with Michigan. Now he's in good terms with Columbus as a member of the Blue Jackets. Goes right. Down to the slot. Fancy moves. And Swayman was too patient with that. And stayed with him the whole way as he was coming in. Tried to stutter step. He actually lost the handle. So no goal there. And now first up, Fraser Minton, who ended a 9-round shootout for the Bruins against the Washington Capitals. He is next up. At 21 years old, he can be a hero. Towards the slot. He scores! What a ripper. Quick shot. And a left-handed shot strikes first. Pads Walker's side on Jet Greaves. He went crouched. He went top shelf. It's Kirill Marchenko now on the second round. He has several things on his bag of tricks. He's 6'7" as he goes left. For round number 2. 6'8". Well, he tried to go with the move that he liked the most, and Jeremy Swayman knew it. He tried to sneak it on the lower side. Now, if Boston scores here, it's over. So Jet Greaves has to save this one against Casey Middlestat. A goal ends it. A save extends it towards the swap. Middlestat, backhander. Glove save. Nice move from Middlestat. Oh, yeah, one more fact that I'll say after this game. And Charlie Coyle, a chance to extend it, a save will end it. The former Boston Bruin takes it slowly, left side, then goes to the middle. He scores! Top shelf! Tied at 1. The Bruins can still end it with a goal. He went short side. He went up top on Jeremy Swayman, faked the glove side, and went blocker side. Victor Arvidsson can win it here. The former Nashville Predator and LA King moves his swap for the right side. Inside out. Oh my goodness! A nasty shootout move to complete the comeback for the Boston Bruins. Victor Arvidsson. The Blue Jackets have not yet left the bench. They're going to look at it. But they're now leaving the bench. But the Boston Bruins have come back from down 3 to win 4-3 in the shootout, handing Columbus just their second shootout loss of the season. This day is seeing 2 blown leads. And one more stat about the Duke Yukon game, Ian. Number 1 seed are 134-0, won up by at least 15 points at the half. Duke led by 19 in this game and just became the first 1 seed to lose when being up by at least 15 at halftime.
Good job, Dukies. Oh, you always aim to impress.
I have to say, UConn may be asking Houston for a stake in that ownership on Duke.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to do it. Anything else before we wrap this up?
No, sir. Excellent call as always.
Whew.
We're coming down to the wire on this NHL regular season, and I, for one, am looking forward to see who comes out on top in the end.
Oh, man. Can't wait to see. We have 2 weeks. We have 3 weeks left in the regular season. We'll see how the playoff standings shake up. Alongside Ian Genge, I'm Alex Nava. So long from Raleigh.